Hello everyone, welcome to What If Quirkless Deku Became the Red Dragon Emperor Part 2. Before we start, please go support Oscar Xperia 5991 for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistake in character's gender, but of course Deku is a male. Chapter 11 Sports Festival Part 3. Izuku, looking at the order of the fights, according to the combinations, I'm going to face Todoroki in the second fight. Shuko, facing him so soon is a bit unexpected. Midoriya, I will defeat you with my own hands. Bakugo, Uraraka? Uraraka, terrified, Announcer's room. Present mic. For now all participants please head to the established private break rooms, while our colleague, the master and hero Cementos builds a platform. Several minutes later. Thank you very much, Cementos. Are you all ready? After so many events, it's finally the one-on-one battles we really want to see. Willpower, skill, endurance and judgment, this is the time to put all of that into play and conquer a glorious victory. Break room. Drake, buddy, how are you? Izuku, I'm a little tired. I think I used too much energy in the transfer in Hatsume's thruster and in Tokoemi. Drake, yes, remember that it hasn't even been 3 weeks since your heart transformed into that of a dragon, so your body is still almost entirely that of a human. Izuku, hey Drake, now that we're talking about it, how long will it take me to become 100% a dragon? Drake, that depends. The more you use my power, the faster your body will change. For now, try to conserve as much energy as possible until you reach the final. Participants of the first battle head to the battle arena. Izuku, leaving the room and heading to the arena. Well, it seems the time has come. Announcer's room. Present mic. First fight. From the heroism department, that young man who has dominated all the tests so far, Izuku Midoriya. Against an ordinary boy from the general studies department, Hiroshi Shinso. The rules are simple. If your opponent leaves the ring, can't move anymore or says, I give up, the victory is yours. Don't worry about getting hurt. We have a recovery girl ready to take care of you so you can give it your all. Platform. Shinso, did you understand, Izuku Midoriya? This event is a battle to test the strength of our resolve, and yet your imbeciles among your companions only underestimate the efforts of others. Ready. Shinso, throwing away the wishes of others and seeing ourselves as if we were worthless like that guy with the explosions does. Let's start. Shinso, and the one who looks the worst today smiling is that girl with that disgusting scar on her face. Izuku, angry, what did you say? Falling into Shinso's quirk. Shinso, victory is mine. Announcer's room. Present mic, hey, what's going on? Izuku Midoriya has stopped moving, and his face is limp. Could it be because of Shinso's quirk? The student who has gone completely unnoticed can really be a powerful competitor. Aizawa, that's why I told you that the entrance exam is pointless, even when his quirk is immensely powerful. When you face an exam like the one we have, it is very difficult to get points. Under normal conditions, Shinso would not have the slightest chance against Midoriya. But against mind control, no one is immune. Stands. Uraraka, worried Midoriya. Izuku's former classmates. It seems that what happened before was pure luck. How pathetic, to lose without even doing anything. It doesn't matter if he has a quirk or not, he's still useless. Platform. Shinso, I bet it's great to be blessed by the heavens, isn't it, Izuku Midoriya? Why don't you just turn around and walk out of the arena? Izuku obeying Shinso. Aya. Midoriya is obeying his orders. Izuku, no. My body moves on its own. My mind seems blurry. This is no good, damn it. Stop right now. How could I just lose here? Seeing many people at the stadium exit, huh? It's them again, the people in robes. But why are there so many children now? People in robes, talking to Izuku, but he couldn't understand what they were saying. Drake, this is bad. I have to get him out of that state now. Izuku, about to leave the arena, the boosted gear appearing. Boost. 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 Burst. A great aura of energy enveloped Izuku's body, causing a current of air, taking him out of Shinso's control. Izuku, recovering yo. Ugh. On. Turning his head looking angrily at Shinso. Announcer's room. Present mic. But what? Midoriya has stopped moving outside the arena. Aizawa. How did he get out of the mind control? San. Shinso, shocked. How? You shouldn't be able to get out of my control. How did you do that? Izuku. Without saying a word, who are those people? Wait, I don't have time for that, I'll ask Drag later. Shinso. I need to get him to answer me. Hey, say something without receiving a response from Izuku, getting so much air pressure with just your strength. How envious, someone like you, who was born with a dream quirk, could never understand the weak. A bastard like you, who only does what he wants, will never understand it. Izuku, running towards Shinso, hitting him in the stomach with the boosted gear, knocking him out of the arena. You said that I could never understand the weak? Approaching Shinso, what do you know about that? At least you awakened your quirk at the same age as everyone else. Starting to get angry. I didn't awaken my power until a little before entering the academy. All my life I was insulted, beaten, humiliated. And why? Just for being a Quirkless. Heading to the break room, leaving the entire stadium silent. Announcer's room. Present mic. Recovering from the shock, and Midoriya advances to the second round. Stands. Civilians and extra heroes. Was he a Quirkless? How disgusting. Even though I have a quirk now. How could a Quirkless even submit an application to enter UA? Well, none of that matters now that he's no longer a disgusting Quirkless. Ha 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 ha. Break room. Izuku, calming down a bit. Drake, thanks for helping me get out of your mind control. Drake, you have nothing to thank me for, my friend. If you had been like this longer, it would have been dangerous. Izuku, you mean those people in robes? Who are those people? Drake, I have had many wielders throughout history, and every time one dies they leave a part of themselves in the boosted gear, and you saw them with the appearance they had at the time they left this world. Izuku, wait, if they looked the way they did when they died, why were there so many children? Afraid of the answer to his question. Drake, mate, those kids were Quirkless like you, but the moment their parents found out, they abandoned them to their fate in a forest, or some outright killed them. Izuku, angry. What? Damn them. Doing that to some children just for being Quirkless. Remembering all the taunts, blows and humiliations he suffered throughout his life. Damn. Curse. Starting to shed tears. Was he so unlucky, to be born without a quirk? Drake, you're wrong. You, Izuku Midoriya, are the luckiest human being I've ever met in my entire existence. Izuku, wiping away tears. What do you mean? Drake, listen to me carefully. You were born with several miracles, not one, not two, but 3 miracles. The first was to be born with the boosted gear inside your body, one of the most powerful sacred gear of all. The second was that you didn't have a quirk, although your life was hell. Not having one was the key to access my power. The third and most difficult miracle to fulfill in these times, you were born in the arms of a mother who truly loves you and did not care that you were Quirkless. She protected you from the world as best she could. She truly is a very incredible woman. Izuku, sobbing. Yes, my mother really is the best. Stadium corridors. Shuko, get out of my way. Seeing her father in front. Endeavor, your performance has been nothing but unpleasant. Shuko, if you had used your left side you would have dominated the obstacle course and the cavalry battle. Leave your childish behavior. You have the responsibility to surpass All Might. Watching him walk away. Do you understand? You are different from your older brothers. You are my masterpiece. Shuko, stopping. Is that all you have to say? I'll just use my mother's power to win. Approaching the combat arena angrily. Endeavor, that may work here at school, but you'll soon reach your limit. Announcer's room. Present mic, sorry for the delay, the next battle is about to begin. On one hand, we have Hanta Zero from the hero department, and on the other we have the girl who has won praise for her great strength. From the heroism department we have Shuko Todoroki. Let's start. San. Zero, catching Shuko with his ribbons. I don't think I'll lose. Todoroki, trying to throw her out of the arena. Shuko, I'm sorry. Creating a gigantic wall of ice, surpassing the height of the stadium and completely freezing Zero. Zero, shivering from the cold. Isn't that a bit exaggerated? Midnight, with half of his body frozen, can you still move, really? Zero, of course not. Midnight, Hanta Zero can't move. The winner is Shuko Todoroki. She advances to the second round. Shuko, approaching Zero. Excuse me, I exaggerated a little using her fire to release him. I was in a bad mood. After that, the other battles followed their course, while Izuku decided to stay in the waiting room to recover from his conversation with Drake while listening to present mixed narration about his companion's battle through the speakers. That's how he found out that Kaminari lost almost instantly against a girl from Class B named Shiozaki Ibara, how Ida won, but before that he was used as an advertising poster by Hatsum, which caused him some grace for the opposite personalities of both. How Mina was able to defeat Oyama with relative ease, Tokoyami's crushing victory against Yayorozu, deciding there that he would talk to her afterwards so that she wouldn't lose confidence in herself, the exaggeratedly similar way of fighting between her classmate Kirishima and a boy from Class B called Tetsu, and how Kirishima won by just a little. But above all, he listened attentively to the battle between Uraraka and Bakugo and how the latter did not have the slightest mercy, becoming the winner. After that, he could only think of two things: Uraraka's great determination, beginning to admire her, and how he would like to face Bakugo in the final to make him pay for everything. The arena has now been repaired so we can begin the second round of battles. The next participants please report to the arena. Izuku, well, it seems that the time has come. Leaving the break room, running into Endeavor in the hallway. Endeavor, you pointing at Izuku, I'm going to witness your battle, brat. Your quirk is a little stronger than average. My dear creation has the glorious task of defeating All Might. In this way a fight between you two will be good practice for her, so, do your best to give a worthy fight, understood? Starting to walk away, that's all I have to say, go quickly to the battle, brat. Izuku, I still can't believe it, clenching his fists, I can't believe a father can do that to his own daughter. Endeavor, turning to look at Izuku, a brat is incapable of understanding it, and even less one who awakened his power recently, and all his life was just a damn quirkless. Izuku, angrily activating the boosted gear and pointing at Endeavor with it, the only thing I understand is that you are nothing more than a failure who could never surpass All Might and forces his daughter to do what she could never do. Endeavor, getting too angry, grabbing Izuku by the left wrist while intensifying his calls, damn brat, tightening his grip as hard as he could. Izuku, after what you did to your family, you don't deserve to be called a hero. The boosted gear starting to emit a reddish aura. Now let me go. Boost. Freeing himself from the grip and walking away from the place, leaving an Endeavor trembling with anger. Endeavor, damn bastard. Watching Izuku walking away while clenching his fists in anger, but feels something weird in his right hand. What? Looking at the palm of his right hand, my hand, is it burned? Announcer's room. Present mic. Now we begin the second round of these battles, and we couldn't have a better start than this. On one corner we have the young man who, despite his great revelation, has done nothing but show us his great power by dominating the two previous tests. And on the other, that girl who hasn't given up and is determined to reach the top. For many, the strongest boy and girl of the first year, Izuku Midoriya vs. Shuko Todoroki. Let's start. San. Shuko, throwing several ice spikes at him. Izuku, activating the boosted gear boost. Hitting the ice spikes, destroying them. Shuko, why don't you use that armor or at least throw that energy beam? Throwing ice spikes again, which are also destroyed. Izuku, I won't do it, it wouldn't be fair dodging more ice attacks, you're not using all your power either. Why don't you use your left side? Shuko, getting angry, you talked to the old man. Didn't you? Throwing much more ice than before, starting to shake. Izuku, yeah, I talked to him and told him to buck off, but he doesn't care, dodging more ice attacks. Look at yourself, you're starting to shiver. A quirk is still a physical quality. The amount of cold your body can withstand is also limited, isn't it? And it could easily be solved with the heat from your left side, right? Everyone has given their best for the victory, for their personal goals, and for the title of champion. Do you want to achieve that using only half of your power? So attack me with everything you've got. Shuko, remembering you can do it, just believe in yourself. Stopping, remembering, what are you trying to do? Attack me with everything I have? Running towards Izuku, you're bothering me. Izuku boost. Hitting Shuko's stomach, throwing her to the edge of the arena, but before that he managed to freeze the boosted gear. Shuko, because throwing more ice. Izuku, dodging easily, your speed to freeze also decreased. Shuko, why are you going so far? Approaching Izuku. Izuku, your suffering, your determination, it's clear that I don't understand them perfectly, but trying to be the strongest without using all your strength just to rebel against your father, that's just a joke to me. Shuko, remembering. Endeavor, get up. If you can't even handle that, you can forget about All Might, even a weakling subordinate of a villain could handle it. Rei, please stop. She's only 5 years old, trying to protect her Shuko while she cried and vomited on the floor. Endeavor, he's 5 years old now. Stop bothering him. Shuko, stopping, remembering. Shuko girl, hugging her mother while crying, Mom, I don't want to be like Dad. I don't want to be someone who hurts you, Mom. Rei, stroking Shuko's head, but you also want to be a heroine one day, don't you? The future you want, you can achieve it only if you believe in yourself. Shuko, stopping, remembering, watching as Izuku threw another punch at her. Izuku, use your fire. Shuko, remembering, seeing her brothers playing in the yard of her house, but is dragged away by Endeavor. Endeavor, forcefully dragging Shuko. Stop resisting, Shuko, you and your brothers now live in completely different worlds. Shuko girl, going down at midnight, listening to her mother talking on the phone. Rei, Mom, I feel so bad, I can't stand this anymore. My children look more like him. I'm realizing that Shuko's left side is so ugly that I can't stand it anymore. I can't stand it anymore. I don't want to raise them anymore. Shuko girl, approaching her mother and Mom? Shuko girl, with bandages on her left eye, where is Mom? Endeavor, for having hurt you, she is going to stay in the hospital for now. For the love of God, I thought I made it clear to her that this is a very critical moment. Shuko girl, I hate you, Dad, starting to cry, it's all your fault. Shuko, stopping, remembering as she gets up from the ground, I'm going to make my old man. Izuku, this power is yours and yours alone. Shuko, remembering. Rei, watching an All Might interview on television with Shuko, you also want to be a heroine, right? You can do it, just believe in yourself, don't let your family limit your future, whatever you want to do, just do it, remember you are not a prisoner of your blood. Shuko, stopping, remembering as a large flame came out from her left side, I thought you wanted to win, but instead you lit your opponent's flames. Who's joking now? You're not the only one who wants to be a hero. Stands. Endeavor, Suku. So you've finally accepted your fire? Good. Excellent. This is now the true beginning. You who have my blood, surpass me and realize my ambition with you. San. Shuko, ignoring her father, Midoriya, tell me, why are you doing all this? Izuku, because it's your own pa. Shuko, I don't believe you. You always talk to me even when I'm cold towards you. You always sit down to lunch with me even when I feel as far away as possible, and now you make me use my fire. Why? Izuku, because I want to help you. Shuko, nobody would do all that for that reason. Starting to shed tears, why do you help me so much? What do you want from me? Izuku, I want to be your friend. Todoroki, your eyes always show loneliness. I know because I spent most of my life like that. That's why I do all this. Because I want to help you the same way they helped me, and no matter what your bastard father says, you will never be like him. You are and always will be Shuko Todoroki. Shuko, crying while having a smile on her lips, Midoriya, thank you, activating her fire and ice to the maximum, throwing it at him. Izuku, smiling as his aura increased, melting the ice, covering the boosted gear. Boost! 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 Izuku, dragon shot. Throwing it as high as possible so that it collides with Todoroki's attack and doesn't hurt anyone in case it goes through them. Cementos, midnight, this can be dangerous, we have to stop them. Activating his quirk, creating several walls between both attacks. Those walls were useless. Once both attacks had collided with them, they went through them like simple sheets of paper, generating a gigantic shock wave which forced everyone in the stadium to take cover so as not to fly away, leaving only an immense cloud of smoke that prevented seeing the result. Announcer's room. Present Mike, what was that? What the hell is in your classroom, Aizawa? Who won this battle? Oh wait, all that smoke is already dissipating. San. Midnight, getting up from the ground, and victory goes to seeing Izuku carrying an unconscious Shuko in his arms while she was covered by his sweatshirt. Izuku Midoriya. Chapter 12 Festival Champion. San. Midnight, Todoroki is unconscious. Therefore Izuku Midoriya moves on to the next round, announcing it with great excitement. But can I ask why you covered her with your sweatshirt? Asking mischievously, knowing the possible answer. Izuku, a little nervous. Well, that last attack burned half of her clothes and I don't think she wants them to see her like that. Midnight, I see, giving a mischievous smile. That means you saw her naked. Is that the kind of friendship you want with her? Izuku, blush eye, running to the exit carrying Shuko. I'll take her to the infirmary. Midnight, seeing how they argued. There are so many things I have to show them, smiling. Stands. Mineta, damn lucky guy. Crying blood? He gets mad at me, but he sees a naked girl in front of national television. Tsuyu, hitting him with her tongue. It wasn't his fault, Mineta, he couldn't help it. Yaoyorozu, with a slight blush. That's right, in fact, he was very kind in covering her so that no one else would see her. Zero, hey, don't you think we should talk about what Midoriya said in the first round? Kirishima, what do you mean? Zero, come on, don't play dumb. I'm talking about the fact that he used to be a Quirkless. Yaoyorozu, frowning. Where are you going with that? Zero, don't tell me that none of you have thought about it. Look, I have nothing against the Quirkless, but if the press or some hero agency finds out that we are friends with someone who is one, it's most likely that they will never let us join them. Kirishima, Zero, saying, I have nothing against the Quirkless, but is somehow equally racist. Besides, Midoriya does have an extremely powerful quirk with which he saved all of our lives in the USJ, and even if he didn't have one, I already consider him a great friend, and I would never be ashamed to admit it to everyone. Getting up from his seat. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to prepare for my fight against Bakugo, leaving several in silence. Nursing. Recovery girl, seeing Izuku at the entrance with Shuko in his arms. You finally arrive. Well, lay her down on that stretcher, pointing with her cane. I saw her fight on television, and now that I see her directly I can say that she is not hurt. Izuku, then why is he unconscious? Recovery girl, physical fatigue, but above all emotional stress. Izuku, emotional stress? And how do you know that? Recovery girl, I told you I saw them on television. I may be old, but I can still hear very well, and even more when they yelled at each other. By the way, since you want to be her friend, take care of her while I go and get her another sports uniform, leaving the infirmary, and don't even think about doing anything wrong to her while I'm gone. Izuku, blushes. I would never do that. Recovery girl, boy, you're all at the age where hormones speak for you. Walking away, I'm so sorry, young lady, for not being able to help you. Many of the teachers and the principal know about Endeavor's behavior with you and the rest of your family. But the Hero Commission prevents us from doing anything. Remembering Izuku's battle against Shuko, boy, maybe you can save her from the hell she lives in. Izuku, sitting next to the bed, breathing a little with difficulty. I'm already feeling tired looking at Shuko. She really is amazing. Drake, buddy, I have to tell you something about her. Izuku, what's wrong? Drake, I had already felt his fire before in the past, and I confirmed it with his last attack in his battle. His genes are truly special. Izuku, I hope you don't stress him out by proving that bastard Endeavor right. Drake, of course not, but it is a fact that this girl's fire can make her father not surpass a simple candle in comparison. After all, the blood of an ancient clan of high-class demons runs through her body, who mastered fire like no other in the underworld. I'm talking about the Phoenix clan. Izuku, how can you be sure of that? And besides, his father shouldn't have the same blood as him. Drake, I'm pretty sure about that. After all, my former wielder made the sacrifice to be able to defeat one of them, and after many events he also took the daughter of the clan as his wife. And as for why that guy didn't inherit the Phoenix genes, I don't know. I guess they just skipped several generations, until they partially awakened in this girl. Izuku, I see, realizing something. Wait, does that mean Todoroki is a descendant of your former bearer? Drake. At that time the clan had 3 sons and a daughter, so he could be a descendant of any of them. Recovery girl. Entering the infirmary. Thanks for taking care of her while I was gone. Here, giving her a candy. You look a little pale. Lie down on the other stretcher. Rest while the next round begins. After that, and obeying the instructions of the little old lady, Izuku lay down on the stretcher next to Shuko, where he could watch the other fights of the festival on a small television, seeing how Ida, in a display of his speed, surprised Shiozaki by taking her out of the arena, how Tokoyami, using the force of dark shadow, overwhelmed Mina, taking her out of the arena in an instant, and despite Kirishima's great effort, he could not withstand Bakugo's powerful explosions for long, falling unconscious. Announcer's room. Present mic. And with Bakugo's victory we end the second round of battles. With this there are only 4 participants left. We are getting closer to having a new champion this year. Now we will start the third round. These battles will be between Izuku Midoriya vs Tenya Ida, and Katsuki Bakugo vs Fumikage Tokoyami. Nursing. Izuku. Getting up. Well, it seems my turn has come. Recovery girl. I know I shouldn't have favoritism, but good luck, boy, I hope you win. Izuku. Leaving the infirmary. Thank you very much. San. Midnight. Okay, now we'll start this fight, the winner of which will go to the grand final. Are you ready? Let's begin. Ida, approaching at high speed. I know I can't compete against Midoriya in raw power, but I still have my speed, launching a kick that is dodged. Now, reciprocal burst, grabbing Izuku by the shirt and starting to drag him out of the arena. Izuku, activating the boosted gear. I won't lose that easy. Boost. Boost. Holding onto the ground to avoid being dragged. I'm sorry, Ida, but I'm going to win. Boost. Holding Ida's leg with his right hand and throwing him out of the arena. Midnight. Tenya Ida is out of the arena, therefore Izuku Midoriya moves on to the finals. Ida, frustrated. I lost so fast, clenching his fists. I'm sorry, bro. Nursing. Izuku, in front of the infirmary. I wonder if Todoroki has already woken up. Opening the door without knocking, seeing Shuko standing finishing putting on a sports uniform. Izuku blushes and looks away. I'm sorry. Leaving the infirmary. Shuko, completely red as she covered herself with her arms. Didn't they teach you how to knock before entering? Finishing getting ready as she received another apology from the other side of the door. I'm done, you can come in. Izuku, entering slowly. Hello. Shuko, Midoriya. Why wasn't I wearing my shirt when I woke up? Izuku, WL, in our last attack your fire burned your clothes. Shuko, remembering everything and turning completely red. Did everyone see me? Izuku, I don't think so, we were covered in smoke. Shuko, and you, did you see me? Izuku, I'm sorry, but I had to do it to cover you with my sweatshirt. Shuko, I see, and don't worry, it wasn't your fault. I was the one who burned my shirt. In fact, I appreciate you covering me up. Izuku, I'm glad you're not mad at me. Incredible. Tokoyami gives up, concluding this round, and we enter the final battle between the students Izuku Midoriya vs Katsuki Bakugo. Shuko, congratulations on reaching the finals. Izuku, thanks, I'll go get ready. I'm glad to see you're feeling better now. About to leave, but Shuko stops him. Shuko, holding him by the shirt. Wait, what you told me is true, that you blushes a little want to be my friend. Izuku, blush, I was serious, I want to be your friend. Shuko, smiling, I'm glad I've never had any friends. Letting it out. Good luck, I hope you win, I'm sure that would make my father angry. Izuku, thank you very much Todoroki, I promise I will win the festival. Shoko. Izuku, huh? Shuko, tell me Shuko, calling each other by name is what friends do, right? That's what my sister once told me. Izuku, okay, but only if you call me by my name too. Shuko, nodding. Alright, go ahead, Recovery told me to stay here a few more minutes just to be sure. Announcer's room. Present mic, we've reached the finals. The best students among the UA rookies will face off to decide here and now who is the strongest of all. Our final fight. Midoriya vs Bakugo. Teacher's room. Nizu, I'm glad I arrived on time, entering the room and sitting next to All Might. All Might, Principal, what are you doing here? I thought you always supervised the third years. Nizu, yes, I always do, but I know that young Togata will win. Besides getting serious, this fight is more important. Tell me, All Might, have you and young Bakuga discovered something new? All Might, yes, young Bakuga heard a conversation between young Midoriya and young Todoroki where he confessed that he had received help from a person named Drake. Nizu, Drake? I've never heard a name like that. It must be an alias. Something else? All Might, during the cavalry event, young Midoriya demonstrated that he can also transfer his power to other people and objects. Nizu, increase his power and be able to transfer it? That sounds very similar to One for All. I understand less and less where young Midoriya's power comes from. All Might, why does it say where it comes from? It has to be a quirk, right? Nizu, I'm starting to think that young Midoriya gets those powers from something other than a quirk. All Might, Director, if you say that it is because you found something in your investigation. What did you discover? Nizu, I only found a small mention in some very old documents that were found in the ruins of a city that was apparently called Ko. All Might, and what did those documents say? Nizu, he said, the balance breaker is the ultimate expression of the tools created by God. My rational part tells me not to believe any of that, but in view of everything that young Midoriya can do and taking advantage of the fact that after the festival the students will go to their internships, I will direct my investigation to those ruins. But for now, let's see the result of your successor's training. San. Midnight, this will be the last fight. This is where this year's champion will be decided. Are you ready? Izuku, activating the boosted gear. Bakugu, generating sparks in his hands after this. Let's start. Bakugu, leaning straight in and blasting Izuku at point-blank range. Izuku, using the shield boosted gear. Bakugu, that stupid trick won't save you again. Using his explosions to change direction in midair and grabbing him by the shirt, throwing him as far away as he could. Don't underestimate me, bastard. Izuku boost. Hitting the ground to hold on to it and avoid leaving the arena. I see that going on the defensive will no longer work. In that case, I will have to focus on the attack, running towards Bakuga, throwing a direct punch to his face. Bakugu, stopping the blow with a little difficulty. Why don't you use that damn armor so I can destroy it? Angry, is my power not enough for you to use it? Charging the One for All throughout his body. Where is that? Help, now Deku! Using the speed of the Ofa and the maneuverability of his explosions to launch attacks in several directions. Trying to compete against me. Do you think you can beat me? It doesn't matter if you have a shitty quirk now, you are nothing, just a useless that I could crush when I want. Throwing explosions without stopping. Stands. Izuku's old classmates. Ha 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 ha, well done Bakugu. Remind that useless guy where he belongs. He deserves it for thinking he's such a big deal just because he has a quirk now. San. Izuku, trying to dodge without much success. Damn it. Seeing Bakuga looking for the moment to attack. Now, boost. Boost. Hitting him in the stomach, throwing him to an area outside the arena, but before he hit the ground. Bakuga, using his explosions to avoid touching the ground. Damn son of a hitch. Increasing the percentage of the Ofa. The only one left in the arena will be me. Launching himself towards Izuku with much more speed and power. Everyone watched with great excitement the battle of those boys and did not miss any detail of how in their eyes Bakugu, overwhelmed, Midoriya in power. But Izuku could only think of his days in high school, where no matter what happened no teacher did anything to find Bakugu. After all, they did not want to stain the perfect record of their star student. Izuku's heart began to increase, its heart rate filling with great anger as he began to hear how everyone in the stadium began to encourage Bakugu. He even managed to recognize the voice of some of his teammates. With each passing second, his anger increased, and although he did not see them behind him, the former carriers began to appear, men, women, young people, old people, and many small children who were mostly no older than 5 years old, all uttering words that were not heard. Bakugu, attacking without stopping, give up once and for all Deku and go back to your bucking mother. She was so kind, but she preferred to leave everything aside just to take care of a useless man when the best thing was just to have another child. Those words were the straw that broke the camel's back, making Izuku angrier than ever in his life. He gritted his teeth as a barely visible crimson aura began to envelop him, and then he began to say words that only he would hear and that could put the entire world in danger. Izuku, I that stands. Shuko, screaming as loud as she could, don't give up. Arriving next to her companions, you can do it. You're not useless. What does it matter if you wake up your power too late? Kirishima, standing up, she's right, Midoriya. What does it matter if you were Quirkless before? I don't care because we're friends. Yayorozu, getting up, don't give up, Midoriya. I know you can do it. Mineta, standing up, Midoriya. Even though you always get angry with me, you still continue to talk to me as my friend. Uraraka, Midoriya. Ida, Midoriya. Tokoemi, Midoriya. Win. Shuko, you promised me that you would win and friends always fulfill their wishes, you can do it. Izuku. San. Izuku, friends, releasing a small tear while the boosted gear gem emitted a great shine to the sky, causing Bakugo to step back and some who saw it to cover their eyes. Drag, partner, sacred gear evolves by the will and feelings of the user, that's why now. Izuku, I can't lose. Raising his left arm. Burst. Bakugo, starting to shake a little, no. A damn Unito like you could never surpass me, and I will show everyone that I am the strongest. Starting to raise him as much as possible with his explosions. I haven't tried this technique yet, but I will use it to shit him, nosing while creating small explosions in his hands to start spinning at high speed, forming a large tornado of fire surrounded by the electricity of the OFA. With this it will be your damn end Quirkless. Howitzer impact. Cementos, over the communicator eraser, stop your students now, this is crazy. Aizawa, in the announcer's room, I try, but that tornado prevents me from seeing Bakugo, and with Midoriya my quirk doesn't work. Izuku, I'm not going to lose and much less break a promise. Raising his left arm, from now on I will always surpass you. Launching a beam of energy colliding with Bakugo's attack, slowly surpassing it. Bakugo, damn it. I don't care if I break my bones again, I have to win, increasing the percentage of the OFA much more, 45%, starting to win the clash of attacks, ha, don't you see, and no one will ever surpass me, and once I show it to you I'll go for that damn two-faced hitch. Izuku, I won't let you do anything to Shuko. Increasing the power of his attack as he started to scream AARHG. Small parts of the balance breaker began to appear. The power of that scream was so strong that it forced everyone in the stadium to cover their ears, while all the cameras, lenses and glass in the entire academy broke at the same time. That no longer seemed like the scream of a human but the roar of a beast, and while everyone was very busy trying to resist that loud noise, Izuku had entered the balance breaker for less than 1 second and made his attack 10 times stronger, completely overwhelming Bakugo, who was able to dodge it thanks to some miracle. When everything had calmed down and everyone could see how that battle had ended, they were surprised to see Bakugo outside the arena unconscious, covered in wounds and horrible burns. Anyone without the slightest medical knowledge knew that his condition was serious, and in the middle of an almost completely destroyed arena was Izuku, who was struggling to stay standing. The entire stadium was in a deep silence. No one said absolutely anything, and although many did not like it, the truth was undeniable. The winner of the tournament final and consequently the new champion of the UA Academy Sports Festival was Izuku Midoriya. Chapter 13, Hero Name. Announcer's room. Present Mike, recovering quickly from the loud scream and with an undeniable display of power and ending the tournament. The champion of this year's Class 1 Sports Festival is Izuku Midoriya from Class A. Now we will have a short 5-minute break while we prepare the stage. Teacher's room. All Might, recovering from the loud scream, huh? What happened? Seeing Bakugo lying on the floor with serious injuries, young Bakugo, approaching as fast as possible. Nizu, with bleeding ears, what power? The tools created by God? It doesn't sound like a fairy tale anymore. Unknown location. AFO, wow, Tamura really wasn't lying about that kid's power. It's a shame that the broadcast ended before seeing the winner, thinking he was able to defeat the Nomu. Surely he must be the new bearer. Smiling sinisterly, Izuku Midoriya, that incredible quirk of yours will be mine along with one for all. San. Izuku, struggling to stay standing. I did it. I won, starting to fall. Midnight, catching him in time. Are you okay? Izuku, yeah, I'm just really tired. Midnight Sensei, how are you? All Might, arriving at Bakuga's side. Young Bakugu, please hold on, I'll take you to Recovery Girl, immediately lifting Bakugu and walking away. Stands. Endeavor, damn brat. How could someone who was a bucking Quirkless win the festival? Clenching his fists, being careful with his burned hand. Izuku's former classmates, scared. You can't be. This has to be a dream. I'm getting out of here before he sees me and leaves me just like Bakugu. Reporter, quick, we have to go to the studio now to have the news ready before anyone else. I can already see the headline. A Quirkless won the sports festival? And then we put all that stuff about how his quirk woke up late and so on. Cameraman, don't you think that title might confuse people? Journalist, what does it matter? Controversy always sells. Less complaints now. Pick up what's left of the camera and let's go. Shuko, watching as Izuku leaves, helped by Midnight. Congratulations, Izuku, having a slight smile. Kirishima, Midoriya is amazing. Mina, how incredible is that? Didn't you see how he left Bakugu? He almost killed him. Shuko, seriously so? It's not the first time that Bakuga has tried to kill Izuku. Jiro, will you shut up? Starting to cry while his ears bled. Your screams hurt. Yaoyorozu, please everyone calm down. The fighting is over. There is no need to fight each other. Approaching Jiro, come on, let's go get you treated. Leaving the place. Extra heroes, I can't believe it. I wanted that Bakuga boy to win. Yes, me too. What a disappointment. Are you planning to send him an application to do the internship with you? Are you crazy? Of course not. My agency couldn't pay for the damage he causes with his explosions. Yes, mine either. I guess only some big agency could take the risk. And what do you say about this year's champion? Ha ha ha. Yeah, right, as if I was going to allow entry to someone who was quirkless. Platform, 5 minutes later. Midnight, let's continue now with the award ceremony. In front of the platform where Izuku was in first place and Tokoemi in third, the student Bakugu is still being treated in the infirmary, so his place is empty, and as for third place it could have been for Ida as for Tokoemi, but due to family circumstances he had to withdraw. Izuku, Ida said a villain attacked his brother, I hope he's okay. Midnight, time to award the medals. And the one who will be awarding the medals this year is naturally none other than our hero All Might. Watching Nizu go up, director? Nizu, going up on stage. I apologized to everyone in the audience if they wanted to see All Might, but he said he wanted to be sure of the state of young Bakugu. As you can see, the number one hero is a good teacher who cares about all his students. I hope you can understand. Approaching Tokoemi and placing the medal on him. Congratulations, young Tokoemi, you were impressive. Tokoemi, your words are too kind. Nizu, remember, in order to overcome the problem of unfavorable duels, you can't just rely on your quirk, you have to train your body too. Tokoemi, I will follow your advice, thank you very much, director. Nizu, placing his hand on the second place podium, young Bakugu, your progress with the OFA is really impressive, but that attitude of yours is no longer just pride. I just hope that Tashinori has not made a mistake with you. Approaching Izuku, young Midoriya. Izuku, director. Nizu, seriously, young Midoriya, today you showed your power and managed to be in first place in all the events. That was really impressive. But your last duel with young Bakugu was really dangerous. Although I am aware that he was the one who provoked you, if your last attack got out of control you would have hurt the civilians in the stands. You have to start to control your quirk, better offering him the medal. Izuku, nervous, why did he say it in that tone? Is he starting to get suspicious? No, calm down. Drake said that his existence was forgotten several centuries ago. Yes, I will try to control my strength better. Receiving the medal, director. I'm very sorry about the glass. Nizu, oh, don't worry, young man, the government is the one that provides the funding for the academy, addressing the entire stadium, and there you have it, the names of this year's students. However, pay attention, students. there was the possibility for everyone in this arena to stand here. It is just as you have seen with your own eyes, ladies and gentlemen. The next generation of heroes will surely make the seeds planted today sprout, and along with that sentiment I will add one more thing. Everyone say with me the motto of this academy. All plus ultra. Class 1A, afternoon time. Aizawa, listen to me, you've earned a break, so tomorrow and the day after tomorrow you won't have to come to the academy. I'll organize all the professional nominees and introduce them after the break. Make sure you rest well, even if your heart is racing seeing how several look at Izuku with some fear. Midoriya apartment. Izuku, opening the door, I'm here. Inko, Izuku. Running to hug Izuku while crying, you were incredible, darling. Congratulations for winning the festival. Izuku, thanks mom, I just wanted you to be proud of me. Inko, continuing, hugging him, darling, from the moment I knew I would have you, you have always been my greatest pride, and when you were born and I was able to hold you in my arms for the first time, every day has been the happiest of my life. Touching Izuku's cheek, you don't have to prove anything to me, darling. I will always be proud that you are my son. Izuku, mom, remembering the conversation with Drake about the carrier children and starting to cry, mama hugging her, thank you. Thank you so much for continuing to love me even when I don't have a quirk. Inko, separating from the hug, but now you have a quirk, and from what I saw on television you also have true friends who appreciate you, although I also heard that you saw that girl naked, but I guess it was something that couldn't be avoided. Smiling, she was the same girl who visited you when you were in the hospital. It seems I wasn't wrong on that occasion. Well, let's stop standing here at the door and go eat. I'll prepare you katsudan. Going to the kitchen. Izuku, thinking, mom, there's something I have to tell you. Drake, partner, are you sure what you're going to do? Izuku, yes, if it weren't for mom neither of us would be here today. Inko, worried, Izuku, who are you talking to? Are you okay? Izuku, I'm fine mom, but activating the boosted gear I have to tell you something very important. Todoroki residence, the next day. Fuyumi, watching Shuko getting ready to leave, huh? The hospital? Are you sure nothing will happen if you don't tell Dad, Shuko? Shuko, yeah, don't worry, walking out the door. Fuyumi, why did you decide to see mom now, after so long? Shuko, stopping in my battle against Izuku, I remembered many things from the past, and I just want to see her again and talk to her. Starting to walk. Fuyumi, watching Shuko walk away, Izuku? Now I remember, that Midoriya boy, the one who saved you in the USJ incident and the one who shouted that he wanted to be your friend at the festival, smiling, even though he has seen more than a friend should see. I'm glad that you are finally starting to get closer to people. Hospital. Shuko, in front of a room, it was my own existence that brought her to her limits, so I didn't go see her. Mom is still locked up in this place, and to give my all and be able to become a heroine I have to see her again and talk about many things. Opening the door slowly, seeing Riley looking out the window. Uraraka department. Uraraka, in front of her apartment, let's see for today's meal something cheap. Opening the door wasn't locked. Uraraka, gentlemen, Achika. Running to the entrance. Uraraka, surprised. Dad, mom? What? Why are you here? Mrs. Uraraka, hello dear. Mr. Uraraka, when we saw our daughter trying so hard there, we came running. Mrs. Uraraka, we came to give you a good reunion for all your efforts. Uraraka, what? What happened to work? Did you come by bullet train? Mr. Uraraka, calm down Ochako. If we don't work for 2 or 3 days there won't be any problems. Mrs. Uraraka, we also wanted to come and tell you directly how proud we are of how you supported your partner in the final battle. Uraraka, really? I thought you'd be angry. Now it might be harder for you to get more jobs. I wanted to help Midoriya, but I didn't think about you. Sir, taking her by the shoulders, do you regret it? Would you have felt okay if you hadn't supported him? Uraraka, starting to cry, I don't regret it, and I wouldn't have felt good, my friend, but you guys. Mrs. Uraraka, smiling, don't worry about us, honey. It's not the first time that your father and I are in a difficult situation. On the contrary, we are really happy to see how our daughter does the right thing without caring what other people think of her. Uraraka, mom, dad, hugging her parents while still crying. Midoriya apartment, 2 days later. Izuku, putting on shoes. Okay, I'm ready, by mom opening the door. Inko, coming closer. Goodbye, darling, here I mean have a nice day, I still have a hard time believing much of what you told me. Izuku, I understand you, at first I also had a hard time believing everything. Leaving the apartment. Well, I'm leaving now, by mom. After those 2 days of rest after the festival, the news on both television and social media were not long in coming, and with it came people's opinions. Many were totally against someone who was quirkless, even having entered the academy. Others did not care, arguing that now he was no longer a disgusting quirkless, and therefore now he had the same rights as everyone else. And a small group of people supported the quirkless, saying the obvious, that they were also people and had the same rights. Another really important news was that the Yaoyorozu family started a campaign to enact a law that guarantees equal treatment to all quirkless, and after my victory it has started to gather strength. Unfortunately, said law is still very far from becoming a reality. I realized this when I was traveling on the train to go to the academy. I could hear all the whispers of the people. Some looked at me with disgust, others with a little terror. I guess those who fear me were those who saw directly how I had left Bakugo. Class 1A. There were crazy people screaming my name on the way to school. Harakure. I was so embarrassed. Everyone was staring at me so intently. Siro, my kids used to shout. It doesn't matter. At me. Tsuyu. What impresses me is seeing Bakugo recovered after that battle. Mina. It's true, Recovery Girl is very good at her job. Aizawa. Entering the classroom and everyone sits down. Good morning. Tsuyu. Aizawa-sensei, I'm glad you could take off your bandages now. Aizawa. That old lady was too drastic with the treatment, but that doesn't matter now. Today we're going to do something a little different. It's time for you to have your code names, your hero names. All excited. Oh my god, yes. Aizawa. This is related to the preliminary appointments I mentioned the other day. The ones you get this year are more like expressions of interest from professionals in you, and it is not unusual for that interest to disappear before graduation or for you to simply be forgotten. Ida. So the nominations we receive are more personal obstacles. Aizawa. Yes, currently the nomination count is as follows, showing a projection on the board. Todoroki, 4,200. Tokoyami, 360. Ida, 301. Kaminari, 272. Yaoyorozu, 108. Kurishima, 68. Uraraka, 20. Siro, 14. Midoriya, 1. Aizawa. Usually the results are more balanced, but this year all the attention was focused on one person. Bakugo. Angry, why the buck don't I have any? Aizawa. As I was informed, no professionals wanted to deal with the damage caused by your explosions. Yaoyorozu. Raising hand. Aizawa-sensei. Why, if Midoriya won the festival, did he only receive one application? All stay silent. Bakugo. Isn't it obvious, damn ponytail? Nobody wants a useless guy as a partner. Izuku. So many explosions finally damaged your brain. Bakugo. I received one request. You are the useless one that nobody wants. Bakugo. Generating lightning. What did you say? Damn it. Aizawa. Enough. Activating his quirk. Even though, whether or not you received a request, I will make you all go with some hero to get experience. Well, you all have gotten into the world of professionals much earlier than you should have, but I think that experiencing the activities of professionals firsthand will be better training than before. Sato. And that's why we need hero names, right? Uraraka. Things have finally gotten fun. Aizawa. Of course temporary names are fine, but something suitable is better. Midnight. Entering the room. The names they will choose, the names that the world will learn. In many cases they will be called that way even as professionals. Aizawa. She's right. I'll have Midnight evaluate their name choices. Meanwhile I'll go to sleep. The way their future selves will turn out is closer to the image they project due to the names they choose. 15 minutes later. Midnight. Okay, it's time. Those who are ready to present their name come forward. Oyama. Here comes, holding up a small blackboard, the name of the brilliant hero. I cannot stop twinkling. All. It's a whole sentence. Mina. Call me Alien Queen. Midnight, do you want to have the image of that horrible spitting thing on hold? Denied. Mina, TCH returning to her seat. Tsuyu, is it okay if I'm next? Midnight, go ahead. Tsuyu, since elementary school I always knew what name I would choose, the heroine who starts the froppy, rainy seasons. Midnight, how adorable. Sounds very friendly. Kirishima, now mine, the hero of the hard vitality, Red Riot. Midnight, it's out of respect for the hero Crimson Riot. Kirishima, yes, that's right, it's retro, but the hero image I want is the same as Crimson. Midnight, Fufu, you know, since you're named after someone you admire, you're going to have to build up a lot of hype. Kirishima, don't worry, I'm prepared. Midnight, okay, let's continue with the others. Jairu, the heroine who listens to Earphone Jack. Shoji, the hero of the tentacle. Siro, the cellophane recording hero. Ojiro, the tailman martial arts hero. Sato, the hero of sweet taste, Sugar Man. Mina, Pinky. Kaminari, Sharjazuma. Harakure, the stealth heroine, Invisible Girl. Midnight, excited, okay guys, excellent, continue with the names, let's go. Yayorozu, I will not bring any shame to this name, the heroine of all creation. Shuko, I don't have a name yet, so for now just Shuko. Tokoyami, the hero of absolute black, Tsukuyami. Mineta, grape juice. Koda, enema. Bakugu, god of the great killer explosion, dynamite. Uraraka, this is what I have, Uravity. Midnight, this was easier than I thought. There are only 2 people left, Ida and Midoriya. Ida, no, I can't use it yet, Tenya. Midnight, I see, you will also use your real name, well, only your Midoriya is missing, come forward. Izuku, I am here today standing thanks to my mother and a friend who have always been by my side supporting me, and thanks to them I now have more people that I can consider true friends. Looking at Kirishima, Yayorozu, Mineta, Uraraka, Ida, Tokoyami and finally Shuko while smiling. That is why I want to be a hero strong enough to protect them all and to be able to fulfill a promise with my friend. My hero name will be the following, showing the small board to everyone: the Red Emperor Dragon. Sekiryuutei. Chapter 14 Internships. Class 1A break time. Mineta, I'll go with Empty Lady. Tsuyu, Mineta is having dirty thoughts. Kirishima, I want to focus on urban vandalism. Tsuyu, I think something related to the flood would be good for me. Shuko, approaching Izuku, which hero sent you the request? Izuku, checking the name edge shot? All stay silent. Kirishima, dude, the top 5 hero wants you on his team. Yayorozu, I'm glad to see that not all professionals discriminate against you. Izuku, thanks, I guess your request makes up for it in some way. And where are you guys going? Kirishima, I don't know. Yayorozu, the truth is, I still haven't decided who to go with. Uraraka, I'll go to the Gunhead Battle Heroes office. Yayorozu, really? Uraraka, yes, they nominated me. Izuku, I thought you said you wanted to be like 13. Uraraka, that's my final goal, but I thought after my battle against Bakugu raising his fist that other possibilities would open up for me if I was stronger. If I stay in my comfort zone, my possibilities will be limited. Izuku, I see, and you're Shuko? Shuko, I will go with my father. Izuku, are you sure? Shuko, yes, even though I don't like it, he can help me control my fire side. Izuku, smiling, I'm glad to see you accept your full power. Kirishima, hey, picking up his phone, how about we exchange contact numbers? Izuku, sure. Excited, the truth is, I only have my mom's number, a little embarrassed. Shuko, I only have my brother's. Looking at her phone. Izuku, I want you to be my first contact, bringing her phone closer. Izuku, bringing his phone closer to Shuko's. Now you are also my first contact, smiling. Bakugu, watching that whole scene. TCH leaving the room. All Might, arriving in front of the door. Young Bakugu, come with me. Walking away together. You have received a request. His hero name is Gran Torino. He taught for a year here at UA. That man was my private teacher. Bakugu smiling. The master of all might? That's way better than any top hero. This time I'm going to surpass you, damn Deku. Aizawa. Midoriya, one more thing. Take giving him an envelope. It's the prize for winning the festival. It's an invitation to enter island. You can bring 2 more people. You just have to follow the instructions that are written there. The date is after the internships and ends 1 day before returning to classes, talking to everyone. Well, that would be all. See you in 2 days at the train station. Leaving the room. Train station, 2 days of internship. Aizawa, you all have your outfits right? Obviously wearing them in public is prohibited, and don't lose them either. Mina, it's not fair. Midoriya doesn't have to carry these bags. Izuku, I'm sorry Ashido, but after thinking about it, it doesn't make sense to make me a suit and then have my armor cover it. Siro, whispering to Kaminari Man, I think more and more that you're right. Midoriya is hiding something about his quirk. Harakure, I'll go east. Kirishima, talking to Tokoe Mikushu, huh? I'll go in the opposite direction. Izuku, approaching Shuko, are you ready? Shuko, yes, the other day I was able to talk to my mother, and if I want to become the heroine I always wanted to be, I have to overcome this. Izuku, I'm glad to hear that. If you need to talk to someone you can call me anytime. Shuko, thanks. Seeing several trains, it seems that my train is already leaving. Good luck. Izuku, giving him a slight smile. Izuku blushes a little. When she smiles she's much cuter. Uraraka, Midoriya bringing Izuku out of his thoughts. Look, don't you think Ida is acting a little weird today? Izuku, Ida? Looking at him more seriously than usual. You're right, and now that I think about it, he's going to go to the same city where his brother was attacked. We should go talk to him. Uraraka, approaching Ida with Izuku. Ida, if you need someone to talk to, you can always count on us. Izuku, Uraraka is right. After all, we are friends. Ida, sure, getting on his train. Edgeshot Agency, 1 hour later. Izuku, in front of the agency. Wow, I didn't think his agency was in the city next to Hosu. Entering and addressing the secretary. Good morning, I've come to see Edgeshot. Secretary. Izuku, excuse me, my name is Izuku Midoriya. I'm coming to do an internship with Edgeshot. Secretary. Izuku, sorry. Secretary. I heard it for the first time. Irritated, I can't believe that Edgeshot, the hero who is in the top 5 in Japan, has requested someone who is a quirkless. I just hope that the agency doesn't lose prestige just for having you here. If I were in charge I wouldn't even let you show up at the door. Edgeshot, in that case it's a good thing for this young man that you'll never be in charge. Coming out from behind a column. Secretary, scared J-Boss I. Edgeshot, save the excuses and get on with your work. Looking at Izuku, come with me to my office. Izuku, yes. Edgeshot office. Edgeshot, closing the door. First of all, I am very sorry for my secretary's attitude. Izuku, don't worry, I'm actually used to it. Edgeshot, no one should get used to that. Getting serious before we start, tell me your hero name. Izuku, sekiryuutei. Edgeshot, this confirms it. Smiling under the mask, I welcome you to my hero agency. Izuku Midoriya, the current sekiryuutei, and of course I also welcome you, one of the 2 celestial dragons. Drake. Izuku, activating the boosted gear and getting into a defensive stance. This is bad. It's still too early for the world to know about Drake. Is this a trap? Edgeshot, please calm down, I'm not your enemy. Drake, you say you are not our enemy. But how do you explain that you know my name even though it was forgotten several centuries ago? Edgeshot, it was not entirely forgotten. For countless generations my family has protected the stories of the ancient supernatural world and the ancient existence of different races, angels, fallen angels, demons, vampires, yokai, and of course dragons. Izuku, calming down a bit, is that why you chose me for the internship? Edgeshot, yes, I usually only accept students who can specialize in capturing villains by immobilizing their movements, but while I honored my father by memorizing all the stories, the truth is I never believed them until I saw you at the sports festival, and everything he told me matched what I saw, and I confirmed it when you told me your hero name. Drake, you mentioned the races that had the most contact with my former bearer, so I assume you are a descendant of someone close to him. What is your last name? Edshot. My family name has changed quite a few times over the centuries, but we have kept our tradition to this day, and while we don't remember the names of many of the people in the stories, we still keep alive the name of our ancestor who started this tradition. His name was Yudo Kiba. Izuku, what about my internships? Edshot. My combat style is more focused on fast and precise attacks, compared to what I saw before the transmission was cut off, but I can help you train your technique in combat. Drake, that would be fine. It's not the same to train on your own as to have an opponent. We could use the training method they used with my former wielder. Edshot, in my family's stories they said that dragons were creatures of great wisdom, so I'm willing to help in any way I can. Drake, get ready, buddy, even though it can't even remotely compare and there will be a lot of modifications, this will be the hardest training you've ever done. Izuku, a little nervous, come on, I don't think it can be worse than everything you've asked me to do since we started. Drake, don't be overconfident. After all, we are going to try to replicate the training method that my former partner received from one of the ancient dragon kings whose name was Tannen. Hosu. Manual. Patrolling with Ada, normally there would be a lot of waiting between calls for requests, but recently, well, Hosu has gone a little crazy lately, although I have to say that it makes me happy that Ingenium's little brother is coming with me. Ida, the hero killer, a ghost who has avoided capture even in modern netizen society. He may be too much for me, but even if I can only chase him, I can't let him escape like this. Edshot office, night. Izuku, breathing heavily. Edshot, well, not bad for your first day. Izuku, you just attacked me non-stop with all your speed. Edshot, I didn't go with my full speed, but you still managed to stay conscious until the end of the day. For now, rest in the room I prepared for you to stay in. Izuku, aren't we going on patrol? Edshot, I see you have a lot of energy, but no, with any other student I would do it, but with you it's different. According to Drake, you have to strengthen your body more without depending so much on your sacred gear, so most of the internships we will be training like today, and by the way, he hasn't spoken for several hours, is that normal? Izuku, well, don't worry. He usually sleeps most of the day. Edshot, I see. In my family stories they said that he didn't like to talk to other people, but I see that it's just that he sleeps a lot. I would like that during the internships you can tell me what the old world was like. Izuku, well, Drake has told me a little about what that time was like before, and since you know of its existence, I don't see why not tell you at least what I know. Edshot, I would appreciate it, but for today rest, try to sleep early. We will start again, tomorrow at 8 a.m., good night. Izuku, yes sir, good night, heading to his room. Unknown location, inside a bar, several days later. Stain, in front of Shigaraki and Kurojiri, I see. So you were the one who attacked Yue, and you want me to join your little group too? Shigaraki, yes, if you did that you would be a great senpai of our criminal gang. Stain, what is your goal? Shigaraki, first of all, we want to get rid of All Might, then we would like to destroy everything that is not to our liking. But above all that, showing a photo of Izuku at the sports festival, we want to capture this monster. Stain, I was reckless to be interested, you're the type I despise the most. Shigaraki, huh? Stain, unsheathing his swords, do you want me to start killing like I'm having a childish tantrum? What's the point of bloodlust without any cause? Kurojiri, we offered that man an invitation in order to further stimulate the growth of Tamura Shigaraki, who feels nothing but the impulse to destroy, but the way things are going, looking at a screen, sensei, is it okay for me to continue like this? AFO, don't worry, it's perfect. If I just told him the answers, then it wouldn't serve any purpose, to make him think about these kinds of situations, in order to stimulate his growth. That's what education is all about. Stain, in order to achieve anything, all you need is to believe, to have a goal. Those weaklings who lack it are just sacrifices holding Tamura against the ground with two blades on his neck, that's why they're going to die. Shigaraki, HHH. Kurojiri, quick, send him back. Kurojiri, paralyzed my body. I can't move it. Is this due to the hero killer's quirk? Seeing a small cut on his body. Stain, the word, hero, has lost all meaning in this society full of fakes. They are criminals who wander aimlessly boasting of their power, believing themselves untouchable, so my goal. Shigaraki, regaining some mobility, and touching the blade on his neck. Just wait one more second, this hand will kill you. Disintegrating it. You are very talkative. A conviction? A belief? I don't have anything so dramatic, although if I were forced to say it this all might I want to destroy the society where that trash is put so high and powerful. Stain steps back. So that's what you wanted. It seems like our goals are completely opposite poles, but destroying society is one point we have in common. Shigaraki, are you kidding me? Get out and die. Stain, I have already proven your worth. Those at death's door always express their true colors. You are incomplete. But in your mind the sprouts of something crooked are growing. I wonder what kind of fruit those sprouts will bear. I suppose I can help you this time. Kurojairi, Tamura Shigaraki, if we add him to our ranks, our range of power will expand. Stain. Hosu, Manual Hero Agency. Manual. Well, if the district is in this surveillance mode, then the villains are not going to come out taking off his helmet. Ida. I hope so, gathering information on the hero killer Stain. In the 7 places where the bastard has appeared, he has always left at least 4 heroes mortally wounded. I don't know what his goal is, but in Hosu only my brother has seen him yet, so the chances of that bastard appearing in this part of the city is very high. Come, I'll take care of you with my own hands. Chapter 15. The Hero Killer. Edge Shot Office, Night. Edge Shot, you've made a lot of progress this week, sekiryuutei. Izuku, thank you very much, sensei, but I still can't dodge most of his attacks. Edge Shot, don't feel bad about it. After all, you haven't used your sacred gear this whole week, for now you're ready to go out on patrol. Izuku, really? He didn't say we would just train. Edge Shot, I would like that. But internships don't just consist of training with a pro hero, you also need to gain field experience, and there are only 2 days left of them. Izuku, I understand. Where are we going now? Edge Shot, in Hosu. After Stain's attack on the Hero Ingenium, the population is a little fearful, so if they see a top hero patrolling their streets, it will give them peace of mind. Hosu, top of a building. Stain, coming out of a portal. Shigaraki, leaving the portal. So this is Hosu. It's more lively than I thought. Stain, I will reform this city, but that will require more sacrifices. Looking at the city, heroes is a title reserved for those who do great deeds. There are many who do not deserve it. Some only follow the money, others abuse their position to impose their will on other people without caring who they hurt. Jumping into an alley until this society wakes up and rectifies itself. I will continue doing my job. Shigaraki, watching Stain walk away, that guy makes me angry. Kurojairi brings the Nomus. I wonder which of us can cause more destruction. Kurojairi, opening a portal where several Nomus come out. Train, passenger car. Passengers, whispering, hey, did you see who's in those seats? It can't be, it's Edge Shot. I have to ask for his autograph. I wasn't referring to him but to the one sitting next to him. Wait, is that the Quirkless? What is our top 5 hero doing with a useless guy like him? Edge Shot, listening, don't pay attention to them, we're almost there. Conductor, abruptly stopping the train, dear passengers, please remain seated, we are going to make an emergency stop. Nomu, throwing a badly wounded hero into the train. Passengers, scared, who is this guy? A hero? Izuku, watching the Noma enter the train, it can't be that thing, is it a Noma? Edge Shot, launching towards the Noma and walking away together away from the civilians. Izuku, Edge Shot, seeing a huge fire in the distance, what's going on? The city of Hosuida, starting to follow him. Hosu, city center. Manual, seeing all the commotion, really? Why is this happening now? Starting to run, get to the scene of the incident. Run! Ida running, but stops when he sees someone at the end of an alley. Alley. Stain, how ostentatious, what is that idiot doing? I'll deal with him later, but now holding Native by the head, I'll do what I came to do. Native, I can't move, you bastard, I'll kill you. Stain, if you really are a hero then choose your last words carefully, sensing an attack and makes a horizontal cut with his sword. A boy in disguise. Who are you? seeing Ida lying on the floor without his helmet. Native, get out of here, this is no place for children. Ida, lifting a blood-red scarf, armed with blades, you must be the hero killer Stain. Am I right? Ida, to save me? So you don't even consider me a threat? Listen to me, criminal. I am the younger brother of a hero you attacked. I inherited my name, so remember this name for the little time you have left. I am Ingenium, the hero who will defeat you. Stain, is that so? Then it's time to die. Hosu, city center. Edge shot, in front of the Nomu. What the hell are you? Nomu, throwing a quick punch. Edge shot, dodging with relative ease. He's not as fast as me, but I still mustn't let my guard down, seeing how the Nomu ignored him and launched himself into attacking civilians. What the buck? Stop! Trying to stop him. Nomu, about to hit some civilians, but a large flare of fire stops him. Endeavor, I came here for the hero killer, but these things appeared out of the blue. Hosu, near the center. Izuku, running through the crowd. Why is there a double of the Nomu here? If it becomes as strong as the one from the Usch, the whole city will be in danger, damn it! I still can't enter the balance breaker on my own, arriving at the center of the battle. Izuku, impossible, what the buck, what is all this? Manuel, Tenya! Looking for him everywhere. Why the hell did you run off to who knows where right now? Worried. Izuku, thinking he left? The super disciplined Ida I know? Doing all this in the middle of a crisis. Wait, Hosu, Noma's copies, Ida the hero killer, leaving, running to find Ida. Hosu, top of a building. Shigaraki, looking at all the destruction. I knew it, well done Nomus. Kurogiri, Tamura. Shigaraki, why don't you throw yourself into the chaos? Shigaraki, are you an idiot? I'm hurt, that's why I brought the Nomus. Ha ha ha, when the sun rises, the world will forget you forever. Hero killer. Ali. Ida, launching an upward kick. Stain, easily dodging Ingenium's brother. I left him alive to spread the rumors. You are stabbing Ida with the spikes on his shoes, very weak, throwing him to the ground and stabbing his left shoulder. You and your brother, you're both weak, it's because you're fakes. Ida, shut up, bastard. The lower half of his body is paralyzed from spinal injuries. He'll never be fit to be a hero again. My brother has saved so many people and led them. He's a magnificent hero. Tears coming out, I'll kill you. Stain, save him first, pointing at Native, before worrying about yourself. Go save others, don't use your power for your own benefit. Letting hatred for the enemy consume you, just to satisfy your own desires, behaving like that is far from the title of hero. That's why you will die here. Removing the sword from Ida's shoulder and licking the blood. Ida, paralyzed, my body doesn't move. Stain, be glad, you will be a sacrifice for a just world. Ida, shut up. Shut up. Remembering his brother's face. It doesn't matter what you say, you're a criminal who hurt my brother. Stain, about to kill Ida. Boost. Stain, getting hit hard in the face. Ida, Midoriya? Izuku, I came to save you, Ida. Stain, stepping back a few meters. This child was the one who appeared in Shigaraki's photos. Izuku, I saw it on the news. More than 60% of the hero killer's victims were found in deserted dead-end alleys, so from the center of the commotion I searched every corner near the hero agencies and found them here. Ida, can you move? Let's go to the main street, the professionals need our support. Ida, I can't move my body since I was cut, it must be his quirk. Izuku, yeah, I think that's it. Seeing Native lying on the ground, there's someone else. If it was just Ida, I'd just run away while I carried him. Ida, Midoriya, don't get involved, you have nothing to do with this. Izuku, what are you saying? Stain, a friend saying, I've come to save you. Is a nice line, however, I have an obligation to kill these two. And if you interfere, then obviously releasing a strong killing instinct, I'll have to kill you. So what will you do? Drake, partner, be careful, this bloodlust is impressive for modern humans. Izuku, he's different from the USJ, he's a real killer, secretly sending a message on his phone. I need to protect the two who can't move, until reinforcements arrive. I'll drive away the hero killer. Ida, stop. Run away. I told you this has nothing to do with you. Izuku, if you say something like that, then the heroes wouldn't be able to do anything. Clenching his fists, I have a lot of things to tell you, but I'll leave it for later. For now, I'll just tell you. Getting involved where you're not called is the main quality of a hero. Launching himself towards Stain. Stain, smiling, now I remember you. You are the boy who was quirkless, and yet you think that way. Giving a horizontal cut, not bad. Izuku, I can see his movements. He's nowhere near matching Edshot Sensei's speed, dodging the first slash by going under Stain and dodging the second by jumping on top of him. Stain disappeared? No, looking up. Izuku boost, hitting him hard on the head. Stain, it's not bad at all, but you still have a lot of openings. Licking a small drop of blood. Izuku, paralyzed, my body. When did I cut myself? Watching as he finished licking the blood. It's not the cut, it's the blood. Stain, you were well trained, but you're still predictable. From the way I read your movements, you were planning to get out of my field of vision and knock me out with a blow to the head. That's why I dodged it, so as not to receive the full direct impact. Walking next to Izuku, there are many guys who are just charlatans. But with you it's different. You are worth leaving alive in front of Ada, but with these two that doesn't apply. About to stab Ada, but had to dodge an attack of ice and fire. Today it's one after another. My work keeps being interrupted. Ada, Todoroki, you too. Shuko. Izuku, looking at her phone. For something like this, inform me before. I was late. It took me a few seconds to understand your message. The only thing you did was send your location to your contacts. You wouldn't do that without reason, so I assumed you were asking for reinforcements. Starting to freeze the entire ground and creating ramps to attract Izuku and native next to her. Don't worry. In a few minutes, throwing a flame at Stain, making him retreat. The professional heroes will be here with the three behind her. Hero killer. I won't let you kill them, and even less my friend. Izuku, Shuko. Don't let him see blood in any way. He can probably paralyze his opponents by ingesting their blood. That's how we all lost. Shuko, so that's what all those knives are for, right? Well, I can always keep my distance, dodging a knife that managed to cut her cheek. Stain, approaching Shuko, you have good friends, isn't that true? Ingenium, launching a horizontal cut, but an ice pillar stops it, and looking up. Shuko, looking up too, the sword. Do I throw it at the same time as the blade? Getting distracted. Stain, taking advantage of the distraction to try to lick Shuko's cheek. Shuko, activating her fire, making him back off. Shit, that was close. This guy is too strong. Ida, why you two please stop. Shuko, did you inherit it? How funny, creates several pillars of ice. The ingenium I saw once never made a face like that. I know there must be all kinds of problems in your family. Stain, cutting all the ice, trying not to be seen by an opponent faster than you. How stupid, throwing 3 blades. Shuko, let's see, activating her flames, but stops when the blades hit her left arm. Stain, falling from a great height. You are good too. Izuku, worried, curse, boost. I have to move my body, boost. I have to help Shuko, boost. Jumping towards Stain and slamming him into a wall. Stain, impossible, he shouldn't be moving yet, hitting Izuku's ribs with his elbow. Izuku, falling next to Shuko. I still have a hard time moving my body. Shuko, do you have any plans? Izuku, I would like to take those two and evacuate immediately, but his reaction time is too fast. He will never give us an opening. Until the professionals arrive, I think avoiding getting close to him and holding on is the best we can do. Looking at Shuko's arm, you're losing too much blood. I'll get his attention, so be my logistical support. Shuko, it's going to be difficult, but you're right. We will protect them. Watching as Izuku lunges towards Stain. Izuku, you helped me much more than you think. Thanks to you I was able to see my mother again. That's why I, throwing out a flame without realizing that his wounds were closing very slowly. I want to save people as much as you saved me. Ida, watching how Izuku and Shuko face Stain. Please stop starting to cry. I don't. Shuko, if you want us to stop, then get up. Ida, remembering his words at the beginning of the battle. I am Ingenium, the hero who will defeat you. Seeing the wounds of his companions. Me, a hero? I need to be protected by my friends. Letting them bleed for me as long as I pay for my crimes. I use my brother's name. nothing has changed since the entrance exam. All I've done until now is see what's right before my eyes, remembering all the moments with his brother. Stain, paralyzing Izuku again and approaching Shuko. Hasn't anyone told you? If you focus too much on your quirk, your movements become clumsy. About to cut Shuko's chest. Ida, if I don't get up here, now, then again they will surpass me, getting up by sheer force of will, and I won't be able to catch up to them. Recipro burst, accelerating as fast as he could, breaking Stain's sword before cutting Shuko. Stain, is the paralysis over now? Taking several steps back. Ida, I truly apologize for involving you two in something you had nothing to do with. Izuku again with that? Ida, and that is why I cannot allow you two to continue shedding more blood. Stain, it's useless to make me believe that you have a change of spirit now. A man's character doesn't change that easily. Angry, you're nothing but a fake who prioritizes his selfish desires. You're the cancer of society, using the word hero, and someone needs to correct that. Ida, it's just like you said, I'm not qualified to use the name of a hero. Clenching his fists. Shuko, throwing a large flame, causing Stain to hold on to the wall of a building with his swords. Ida, looking at his leg, my reciprocating has been damaged. Could the radiator have been broken by that kick earlier? Todoroki, are you able to adjust your temperature? Shuko, throwing fire at Stain again. I'm not used to using my left bow yet. Why? Ida, cool my leg, but do it in such a way that my exhaust valves don't activate. Stain, that brat won't let me get close. I have to take care of her, throwing a knife straight at Shuko's face. Ida, intercepting the knife and falling to the ground. Don't worry, just do it quickly. Izuku, seeing the whole scene, boost. I won't let him hurt my friends anymore. Boost. Drag, don't let the offspring of a vampire surpass a dragon. Izuku, boost. Launching himself directly at Stain, ready to give him a strong blow. Ida, trying to remove the blade from his arm with his teeth. Midoriya, Todoroki, thanks to you two I will be able to continue forward. That's why I will fight even if I have to give up this arm. Pulling out the blade with force and making a strong jump. Recipro extend. Shuko, you can do it. Watching Izuku and Ida hit Stain at the same time. Stain, reacting and launching one last attack towards Ida. Izuku, we will defeat you like true heroes. Hitting Stain hard in the ribs, raising him a few meters. Shuko, taking the opportunity and throwing her fire at him, and then trapping him in her ice, leaving him unconscious. Chapter 16, End of Internships. Hosu, City Center, minutes before. Edge shot, Endeavor, take care of this thing. I'll go help the others. Heading towards the other heroes. Endeavor, do whatever you want. I don't need you in front of the Nomu. Even after the low temperature explosion I throw at him, he keeps moving. Grand Torino, arriving next to Endeavor. Todoroki, you have to be careful with these things. They are more dangerous than you think. Endeavor, who the hell are you, old man? Get out of here. Nomu, releasing a large amount of flames. Endeavor, I see, a quirk to absorb and release, but he still takes damage. What a useless quirk. Smiling with arrogance. Gran Torino, dodging the flames. You're wrong. These things have seen how the Nomu's muscles increased in size. Multiple quirks. Nomu, launching towards Endeavor while a kind of tentacles came out of his mouth. Endeavor, I see, about to attack him, but sees someone arriving with explosions. Bakugo, Shinii, crushing the Nomu's back and standing on top of it. Ha 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 ha, these things are nothing to me. I'm able to finish these things with one hit. Now I'm stronger than your damn Deku. Gran Torino, brat. Look how you left the pavement. I told you to be careful in public spaces. Tashinori, what were you thinking when you chose it? It clearly wasn't the right one. Endeavor, looking at the scene, that brat was the one who came in second place. It seems he got stronger. Remembering a few minutes before. Shuko, stop looking at your phone and watch me. Watching how she ran in the opposite direction. Where are you going, Shuko? Shuko, down the narrow alley of Ika Street, April 2nd, 10, my friend may be in trouble. Endeavor, it must be that bastard who was a disgusting Quirkless. Angry, what does it matter what happens to a piece of trash like that? watching Shuko walk away without stopping Shuko. Stopping to remember, that ungrateful brat still doesn't pay attention to me, looking at Bakugo and having a sinister smile. That brat's quirk can be very compatible with Shuko's. If she keeps it up, I can use it to create a better successor. Gran Torino, looking at a fire in the distance. We're done here, brat walking. Ali, present. Izuku, with that he must have been knocked out. Looking at Ida, are you okay? Did that last attack hit you? Ida, don't worry, I can't cut myself. Shuko, then let's capture him and hand him over. Is there something we can tie him up with? Native, walking slowly towards them. I have these ropes. Izuku, let's take away all his weapons just in case. Native, sorry, I'm a professional, but I was still a nuisance. Izuku, dragging Stain, don't worry, the hero killer quirk is very difficult to deal with. Shuko, even in a 3-on-1, we were barely able to manage. After that they notified the professional heroes who had already finished taking care of most of the Nomus. There was only one with wings which was chased by Bakugo, but he was much more agile than everyone thought. Once the heroes accompanied by the police had arrived, everyone had been surprised to see the hero killer captured, and even more so to know that it was only a few children who achieved such a feat. Reporter, appearing behind the police and heading straight towards Shuko as expected of Endeavor's daughter, she was able to defeat the hero killer. How was the fight? How did she defeat him? Shuko, I didn't defeat him alone. My classmates fought me. A little uncomfortable with so many cameras. Reporter, pointing the camera at Ida, if I'm not mistaken, he's the younger brother of the renowned hero Ingenium. Are they a couple? If they fought together, does that mean they have good synchronization? Ida, we are not, and besides we are not fighting alone. If it were not for Sekiryuutei, I would not be here right now. He saved my life. Leaving the reporters confused. Edge shot, arriving at Izuku's side. Are you okay, Sekiryuutei? Are you hurt? Worried. Izuku, I'm fine, sensei. It was a pain to deal with Stain's quirk, speaking quietly so only the two of them could hear, but as Drake said, he couldn't allow the offspring of a vampire to surpass a dragon. Reporter, noticing the pro-hero look at that edge shot. Approaching both. Why is he next to the one who was quirkless in this operation that is only for heroes? Asking with a certain accusatory tone while the others began taking dozens of photos. Edge shot, irritated, stopped taking pictures. And to clarify, this young man is the hero Sekiryuutei, my student, and I am very sure that he will become the strongest hero of all. Angry, and if you are going to judge him after seeing the sports festival, it is because you are all a bunch of mediocre. Taking Izuku by the shoulder and walking away from there. Reporter, nervous. It seems that the hero edge shot was affected after the fight he had. But the important thing is that everything went well thanks to the heroes approaching Shuko. Any last words? Shuko, angry at how they discriminated against Izuku. Yes, I hate people who judge others, and in the short time that I have been fortunate enough to be her friend, I can say that Izuku Midoriya is a better hero than many of the professionals, and I am sure that he will make history. Leaving the reporters speechless and heading towards Izuku. Edge shot, seeing Shuko approaching them and talking to Izuku. I'm glad to see that you have a good friend. If you allow me to give you some advice, don't push her away from you. Izuku, happy with how Shuko spoke of him. Yes, sir, starting to approach her. Shuko, next to Izuku. Are you okay? Izuku, yeah, don't worry. Stain only made small cuts on me. Shuko, Izuku looking him straight in the eyes. I don't mean that. Are you okay? Izuku, knowing what Shuko meant, I'm used to that, and I didn't say it didn't affect me, but having you and the others by my side supporting me, none of that matters. Shuko, I'm glad, giving him a nice smile. Izuku, blushes and talking without realizing beautiful covering his mouth. Shuko, blushes as small flames come out. Edge shot, seeing that whole scene, a dragon next to a phoenix. Will this be the beginning of the new supernatural world? Realizing the danger, everyone droop. Nomu, flying at high speed, capturing Izuku while a drop of his blood fell on the cheek of a heroine. Shuko, in shock, only being able to say one word: Izuku. Stain. Paralyzing the Nomu and jumping towards it, the charlatans who rule society and the criminals who are carelessly showing their power. Stabbing the Nomu in the brain and landing next to Izuku. Those are the target of my cleansing. Hosu, top of a building. Shigaraki, looking at everything with binoculars, very angry. What the hell is that bastard doing? How dare he kill the Noma, and just when he had captured the brat that sensei wants, scratching his neck hard. Why is not everything going the way I want? Disintegrating the binoculars. Let's go home. Kurojiri, creating a portal. Are the results to your liking? Tamura Shigaraki. Shigaraki, it will all depend on tomorrow entering the portal. In front of the alley. Endeavor, arriving where everyone was. Where is that thing? I'm not going to let an old man and a brat seeing Stain, and launching himself directly towards him, the hero killer. Stain, standing up as his mask fell off. Endeavor. The copy must be rectified. Someone must bathe in his blood. The word hero must be reinstated. Making everyone back off from the intense bloodlust he emanated. Come on, try it, fools! Scaring everyone with the look he had. The only one who can kill me is All Might. After that, Stain had fallen unconscious while standing. Only later did I hear that apparently at that moment 2 ribs had pierced his lungs, and once everything had calmed down, the police proceeded to capture and recover the bodies of the Nomas, and as for us, we were sent to the hospital just to be safe, where the most injured was Ida. I only had a few small cuts like Shuko, which surprised her because she thought her wounds had been much deeper. Hospital, next day. Izuku, sitting on a stretcher next to Shuko, and Ida in the same situation. Now that I can move my body perfectly, I can say that all of that was quite impressive. After all, I have thought that it is a miracle that we are still alive. Shuko, I was supposed to go to their rescue and they ended up saving me several times. I'm sorry. Ida, no, Ed shot, entering the room with 2 other staff. I see that they are already awake. Izuku, sensei. Ida, Manuel. Ed shot, I would like to congratulate you for your excellent work last night, but first you have a visitor, pointing to a man with a dog head. He is the chief of police of the Hosa district, Mr. Kenji Tsurigami. Tsurigami, good morning, young men and young lady, you may remain seated. I know you've had it quite difficult, looking at you determinedly, so you are the ones who stopped the hero killer. You are UA students after all. But let's get straight to the point. I have come to talk to you about the hero killer. He has severe burns, fractured bones, a punctured lung, and is currently undergoing treatment. Since the beginning of the Quirk era, the police have emphasized the fact that quirks are not to be used as individual weapons, so heroes rose up to fill that gap, becoming a profession of equal validity. But you are not heroes yet, you are just students who can hurt with your quirks without the direction of your teachers. So by facing Stain without your teachers or guardians, you committed a great violation of the established regulations. Shuko, getting up from the stretcher, wait there, sirs. If Ida hadn't moved, then the native hero would be dead, and if Izuku hadn't arrived, Ida would have died too, and during all that time, no hero had noticed the hero killer. So are you saying that we should follow the rules and let everyone die? Izuku, Shuko is right. Saving people is what heroes do. It's their job. Tsurigami, holy crap, these young people today don't listen to their elders. Clearing throat, all that is my opinion as a police officer in front of the public. But in my opinion, bowing slightly, I thank you, as a fellow peacekeeper, for having stopped a dangerous criminal. Shuko, I would have started with that. Tsurigami, now I would like to talk about your punishment, but that is useless now. The press has already disclosed that you were the ones who captured him, and as if that were not enough, a civilian who was in the buildings opposite recorded your entire battle and uploaded it to his social networks. So this time you have the support of the general public. Shuko, does that also include Izuku? Getting closer to him unconsciously. Tsurigami, at first no, but the Yayorozu family used their influences so that he is also in the same situation as you two. I hope this shows you the importance of public opinion and influences when choosing this profession, always in the public eye, opening the door. That would be all I had to say to you. Again, I thank you, and remember that this time you were saved, but next time you may not be so lucky, so be careful. See you later. Walking out the door and closing it. Manuel, still, we have to take responsibility for our negligence as supervisors. Ida, bowing almost 90 degrees, I'm so sorry, sir. Manuel, hitting him on the head, you caused problems for a lot of people. Don't do it again. Hugging, but I'm glad you're okay. Izuku, approaching Ed, shot sensei, I'm sorry for causing you trouble, not only about Stain but also about the press. Ed shot, don't worry, putting his hand on Izuku's shoulder. Even though I don't like it, my position at the top gives me some immunity to these things. Manuel, with a slight depression, what envy. Ed shot, don't worry, I'll help you as much as I can. Manuel, happy, thank you very much. Ed shot, one last thing, approaching Izuku and speaking close to his ear. I saw you were very close to Endeavor's daughter. Good luck with her. Moving away from Izuku, we have to go now. You have my number. If you need help, don't hesitate to call me. Opening the door and leaving the room. Manuel, you're right, and Eutenia, it must be time for your last exams. Let's go, I'll accompany you. Before I leave, they leave Izuku and Shuko alone. Izuku, next to Shuko in complete silence. This silence is not awkward, about to speak, but is interrupted. Shuko, Izuku, now that we are alone, covering her eyes with her hair. Is what you said yesterday true? Izuku, yesterday? Remembering what he told her before being captured by the Nomu. Beautiful. I a little nervous, but gathering courage. Yes. When you smiled, turning his head so he doesn't see his blush, you looked very beautiful. Shuko, blushing heavily as small flames appeared in her hair. Thank you, no one had ever told me that. Leaning on Izuku's shoulder. Izuku, hey Shuko, I still have the tickets for Ireland. I plan to take my mom, but I still have one spot left, so I wanted to know, would you like to go with me? Shuko, no need, my father was invited, but he won't go, so I'll go on his behalf. Izuku, I see, in that case we will meet again there. Shuko, yes, with a slight smile. Ida, outside the room, watching the scene with a smile. Wow, I didn't think they were so close. I'm happy for both of them. But now what do? I want to lie down on the stretcher again, but I don't want to interrupt them. Island, at that very moment. David, entering the lab. Melissa, are you here? I need your help. Melissa, coming out from behind a machine. Yes, Dad, what's happening? David, I received this package from the director of the UA Academy. Melissa, isn't that the academy Uncle Might is working at now? David, yes, apparently the director found something and wanted our help to find out everything we could. Opening the package and taking out what it contained, giving it to Melissa. Melissa, what is that? Chapter 17, Island Part 1. Airport, Mizudafu, 2 days later. Inko, Izuku, our flight is almost here. Where is your friend? Izuku, I already called him, and he said he won't be long. Kirishima, Midoriya. Arriving, running. Sorry I'm late, friend, breathing heavily. Izuku, don't worry, forgive me for telling you so suddenly. Kirishima, recovering. By the way, how are you feeling after the hero killer thing? Izuku, I'm perfectly fine, they were just small cuts. Inko, please don't remind me of that. I almost had a heart attack when I saw on the internet how you fought with that criminal. Kirishima, looking at Inko, you must be Mrs. Midoriya. Nice to meet you. My name is Eijiro Kirishima. Inko, now I remember, you were one of those who supported my son in the last fight at the festival. I'm glad to meet one of my son's friends. And you can just call me Inko. The truth is I don't like being called by my last name. Kirishima, okay Mrs. Inko. By the way, Midoriya, approaching Izuku and lightly tapping him with his elbow, I thought you would invite Todoroki. You two have been very close since the festival. Tell me, are you dating or something? Izuku, don't feel bad, but I invited Shuko before, but she will also be a little nervous and she and I are just friends. Kirishima, I see a little joke occurs to him. In that case there shouldn't be any problem with me inviting her on a certain date. Izuku, you can't? Raising his voice, causing everyone around him to look at them. Kirishima, see, calm down buddy, it was just a little joke, a little scared. Inko, wow, I didn't know you were so jealous, Izuku. Izuku blushes a little. Anyway, we have to go before our flight leaves us, grabbing his and his mother's suitcase and moving forward so they don't see him. Drake, what was that? I didn't want to yell at my friend. Drake, it's part of being a dragon. We were attracted to the opposite sex of other races and we protected our partners from any danger or from other males, even if it cost us our lives. In your case, I can say that you are interested in that descendant of the phoenix. Izuku, getting on the plane, but Shuko and I are just friends, sitting next to the window. Drake, you say that, but you had no problem starting to court her after her fight against that assassin, and from how you reacted before, You clearly wanted to prevent another male from getting ahead of you, or is it that you just want to mate with her? Izuku, completely red, looking like a strawberry, Kaleta ddrig. Kirishima, sitting next to Izuku-man, I wanted to apologize, it was just a little joke. Izuku, calming down, I'm the one who has to apologize, I shouldn't have yelled at you, I'm really sorry. Kirishima, don't worry, I would also get upset if some other guy tried something with the girl I'm interested in. Let's leave all this behind and focus on Island. From the little I can see, I saw that you have really incredible things. Inko, seeing how both friends were talking, I'm glad to see that you finally have true friends, honey. I will always be indebted to Drake. Thanks to him, your life has completely changed for the better. Island, a few hours later. Melissa, Dad, what time will your flight arrive? David, looking at his watch, they shouldn't be long in arriving. You really want to meet him, don't you? But are you sure you don't want to meet Tashinori? Melissa, well, I would have liked to receive Uncle Mike, but when he said he would bring that Bakugo boy, and after seeing how he despises the Quirkless, I afraid I wouldn't want to be near him. David, I understand you, darling, and I'm glad to see that this year's winner is a guy who can finally understand what you've been through. Melissa, yes, although he awakened his quirk late, I'm sure he's been through the same thing as me. That's why I already want to meet Izuku Midoriya. Excited, you know. I'd better go now to greet them and make sure they don't get lost leaving the laboratory. David, be careful, honey, and remember that if anything happens, let me know. Watching his daughter push me away, I'm glad you're excited to talk to other people. Island Airport, 15 minutes later. Izuku, going through immigration inspection. While being scanned, we finally arrived. Inko, hey honey, I've heard about this island before, but why is it so important? Izuku, well, this island was created to search for the greatest scientific talents from around the world and to be able to create great objects to help the heroes. Drake, what a waste, focusing all the great minds on a motive like that. Kirishima, and why is it mobile? Izuku, for safety. It was done this way to protect the scientists and their research from the villains. According to them, they claim that their security system is equivalent to that of the Tartarus prison. Inko, I'm glad to know that we'll be safe here, successfully passing inspection and leaving the airport. And what do you guys plan to do? Kirishima, I would like to participate in strength events. Izuku, what are you going to do, Mom? Inko, well, it's been a long time since I had a vacation, so I was thinking of relaxing as much as I could at the hotel. And what are you going to do, Izuku? Izuku, I want to see all the inventions in the exhibition, stopping upon noticing a beautiful girl holding a sign. Melissa, holding a sign that said, Sports Festival Champion. Where will he be? Izuku, coming to her side, scaring her a little. Excuse me, are you looking for me? Melissa, huh? Looking closely at Izuku, it's you. Nice to meet you, my name is Melissa Shield. Izuku, nice to meet you, my name is Izuku Midoriya. Wait, did you say Shield? What is the last name of the scientific director of Island? Melissa, I see you already know my dad. Inko, approaching Kirishima. Izuku, do you know this girl? Melissa, nice to meet you, my name is Melissa Shield. You must be the two people Izuku invited. Kirishima, raising an eyebrow, you sure act fast, old man. Melissa, remembering something, the truth is that in Japan you usually call each other by your last name. I'm sorry, Midoriya. Izuku, don't worry, I know that in the West they call each other by their first names. You can call me whatever you feel most comfortable with. Melissa, really? Thank you very much, Izuku, smiling. Inko, it's good to see you two becoming friends, but why were you looking for my son? Melissa, I wanted to welcome you personally and also be able to guide you so that you don't get lost. Inko, I see. By the way, my name is Inko, and since you want to give us a guide, could you tell me where our hotel is? Melissa, of course, follow me, you must be tired from the long trip. Kirishima, well, I slept almost the entire flight, so I have a lot of energy. Hey, where are the demonstration of strength events? Realizing something, sorry, I didn't introduce myself. My name is Eijiro Kirishima. Melissa, don't worry, it's clear that everyone is very excited to have come, and those events are before arriving at the hotel. Extra scientists, whispering, "Look at her, there she is again, the Quirkless. Hey, look at that green-haired boy, isn't he the champion of the UA Sports Festival? If it's him, perfect, the useless ones are gathering. They want to shut up. Remember what will happen to us if Dr. Shield finds out that we are talking about his daughter. Don't remind me. Ever since that bastard took over as director, every person who talks about his daughters until is expelled from here." After that, Melissa guided us to our hotel where we had left our luggage. The first thing my mom did was head to the spa while Kirishima ran excitedly to his events. I told Melissa that I wanted to see the inventions, to which she got too excited and dragged me all the way to Heya, and without anyone noticing, the problems had already arrived on the island. Island entry. Wolfram. Speaking on the phone in front of his team, we were able to enter the expo without any problems. When will the merchandise arrive? On the other end of the call, come pick her up at 3 p.m. at gate 66. Wolfram. Understood, ending the call. Shield Laboratory. Sam, Professor David, I'm done cleaning the place. David, really? Thanks, Sam. Sam, why don't you go have lunch with your daughter? David, she's busy, she said she wanted to meet the champion of the sports festival. Sam, when you said she was busy, I thought she was busy with her research. Melissa, arriving at the lab, well, I can't blame you for thinking that. After all, I'm Daddy's girl. Sam, hello, miss. Melissa, hi Sam, thanks for taking care of Dad since he does nothing but investigate all the time. David, you have me laughing. A little more important than what are you doing here? I thought you wanted to meet that boy. Melissa, well, about that, looking at the open door where Izuku was. Come on in. Izuku, nice to meet you. I'm Izuku Midoriya, understanding his hand to shake hands. David, reciprocating the greeting, nice to meet you Midoriya, my name is David Shield. Tell me, what are you doing here? Melissa, well, Izuku told me that he was interested in seeing the inventions at the exhibition, and I thought I'd bring him to see my inventions. Do you mind if I have this one? David, don't worry, I was just surprised. Of course it can be here. After all, my most important research and inventions are protected somewhere else. His alarm clock rings, I have to go. Toshinori's flight has arrived, leaving through the door. Are you coming, Sam? Sam, yes sir, walking next to Izuku, giving him a disgusted look. Melissa, come on, Izuku, look, pointing to several machines. Izuku, Melissa, now we are alone. Can you tell me why the daughter of the director of the entire island acted as a guide for a simple student? Melissa, well, I'm nervous. Izuku, does it have to do with what those scientists said when we first met? Melissa, did you hear them? Starting to get scared. Izuku, what they said is. Izuku, approaching her. Melissa, are you quirkless? Melissa, I, closing her eyes and nodding. Izuku, hugging Melissa, don't be afraid. Did you think I was going to get mad at you? Melissa, sobbing, sorry Sniff, it's just that Sniff, when I found out about you and that all your life you were also a quirkless, I wanted to meet you. But at the same time I was scared Sniff, I thought that when you awakened your quirk you would be like everyone else. Izuku, continuing, hugging Melissa while caressing her head. Melissa, I may not know everything you've been through, but one thing I'm sure of is that I can understand you. After those words, Melissa finally began to cry inconsolably, letting out everything that had happened to her throughout her life, telling Izuku things that her father had no idea about, even though they had only known each other for less than a day. She had more confidence in talking about certain topics with someone who had been through the same thing. During their long talk, she told him about all the times her classmates hit her, insulted her, and publicly humiliated her. How teachers deliberately changed the results of her work and made her fail on purpose, and the worst of all was when her body began to develop and some of her classmates, and some teachers began to look at her in a very unpleasant way. Fortunately for her, her father, Professor David Shield, loved his daughter as much as Inko Midoriya loved her son, so he did not allow such abuse to continue towards his daughter. That is why he worked harder than anyone else in his research, and despite all the initial rejection, his discoveries were undeniable. Rising to the position of scientific director of the island, and with that position he began to apply much stricter rules in the behavior of all those who lived on the island. Finally, Melissa was able to get a break, but that only applied to the island itself under the protection of her father, and although she is very grateful for that, She knows that she is trapped in a golden cage, that no matter how many comforts she has, at the end of the day it is still a cage. Melissa, wiping away her remaining tears, thank you very much for listening to me, Izuku. I'm sorry I wasted your time. Izuku, silly, don't think that. Rather, why don't you finish showing me the other inventions of the expo? Is that okay with you? Giving her a cute smile, making Melissa blush a little. Melissa, sure, let's go. Walking towards the exit, but sees something that makes her stop. Izuku, before leaving, look at this, showing her a machine scanning something inside. Izuku, what is it? Looking at what the machine was scanning, a bracelet? Melissa, the director of your academy sent it to us to find out everything we can, so we reverse engineered it, and found out that this bracelet can store energy inside it. Izuku, wow, I wonder where Director Niza found that. Are you sure you want to tell me all this? Melissa, calm down, I know I can trust you, and I also wanted to ask you a favor. Izuku, yes, sure, tell me what you need. Melissa, opening a small cabin of the machine, taking out a copy of the bracelet. You see, I wanted to ask you if you could help me test it? Seeing Izuku's face about to refuse, don't worry, it's not the original, it's just a prototype that I created. From what I could see on television, your quirk releases large amounts of energy, so in theory this could help you stay in battle much longer. Izuku, okay, I'll help you. Watching how Melissa placed the bracelet under the sleeve of his shirt. Hey, shouldn't I put it on when we're going to try it? Melissa, finishing placing it, remember that this is a prototype, so it will take time to charge with your energy. But you have nothing to fear, it will do so very slowly so you won't feel it heading towards the door. What are you waiting for? Come on, Izuku. Island Center. Drake, wow, this is so nostalgic. Izuku, following Melissa, what do you mean, Drake? Have you seen that bracelet before? Drake, yes, its creator was the former leader of the fallen angels, Azazel. Although the one you now have could not store even 1/10 of the original, even so, it is a great achievement for this young human to be able to create it. Izuku, according to Melissa, it was Director Niza who found it, and now that I remember, when he gave me the medal at the festival, he had used a different tone to refer to my quirk. Do you think he already knows something? Drake, I doubt it. He may suspect after all that our power is far superior to his quirks, but no matter how many suspicions he has, if that's all he's found, he'll never be able to prove anything. Melissa, pointing to a building. Izuku, look, we must visit that pavilion. Pavilion of Inventions. Izuku, looking around, lots of new hero items in one place. Melissa, pointing to an invention. Izuku, look at this. This multipurpose beagle can fly, but also move underwater. Izuku, amazing. Melissa, in another post, you can use this diving suit up to 7,000 meters below the depths of the sea. Izuku, how deep? Melissa, in another position, these glasses are equipped with 36 different sensors, putting on a helmet. Izuku, I can see too much. Melissa, walking through the stalls, actually almost everything here was based on things patented by Dad. Izuku, wow, Dr. Shield is amazing. Melissa, every single item here helps heroes around the world in their work. Many people have asked him what his greatest invention is, but he always says it's a secret. Izuku, stopping in front of a type of robbery, really? But it's very obvious to know which one it is. Melissa, curious, and according to you, what would it be? Izuku, you pointing to Melissa. Melissa, huh? Izuku, why are you surprised? After everything you told me, it's pretty obvious when you see so many inventions with his name on them. He worked harder than anyone to be able to give you a place where you can be safer, and although it's not perfect, he keeps trying every day to improve it, you know. A good friend once told me that I was born with a miracle, that my mother loved me regardless of the fact that I was a quirkless. That is why I am sure that we were born with the same miracle, and that for your father you are his greatest and most important creation. Melissa, wiping away a few small tears, I'm sorry, you must think I'm a little girl who does nothing but cry. Izuku, wiping away the last tears with his thumb, that's not true. When my friend told me that, I cried a lot more, remembering everything my mom did for me, smiling sweetly at her, making her blush again. Uraraka, I see you're having fun, Midoriya. Izuku, turning his head. Uraraka? Uraraka, I see you're having fun, Midoriya. Izuku, You said it again. Yayorozu, pretending to cough. Izuku Yayorozu? Yayorozu. Did you have a lot of fun? Jairu, Midoriya, I heard everything moving his jacks. Izuku, Jairu's jacks are terrifying. Melissa, are they your friends? Izuku, yes, they are also my classmates, and they don't care that I used to be quirkless, but it seems that there are some misunderstandings approaching her classmates. She is Melissa and she is showing me the exhibition. Melissa, walking towards her, I'm glad to meet you. Would you like to go get some tea? Cafe. Melissa, talking to the girls, oh, you've all had experience working as professional heroes. Uraraka, I was just training and patrolling. Jairu, I got caught up in an incident, but all I did was evacuate the people. Yayorozu, for some reason I ended up in a TV commercial. Melissa, all three are amazing, you don't get to do that every day. Jairu, well, if we talk about doing amazing things, the ones that stood out the most were Todoroki, Midoriya and Ida. Melissa, huh? Why? Uraraka, didn't you see the news here on Island? Those three of them defeated the hero killer, a dangerous criminal in our country. Yayorozu, when I saw that video I was very worried about the three of them. Izuku, speaking of which, Yayorozu, please send my thanks to your parents. They told me that if it weren't for them they would have imposed a punishment on me for using my quirks without the supervision of the hero in charge of my internships. Yayorozu, don't worry, my parents came here with me, but they are busy with meetings with investors. That's why they gave me 2 more tickets, but I'm sure they will make time to talk to you. Mineta, handing his drink to Izuku, sorry for the wait. Izuku, looking at the waiter, Mineta? What are you doing here? Mineta, I didn't come alone, Kaminari is also with me. We saw that there were jobs available, so we decided to apply and get some extra money, and also putting on a perverted smile be able to go on dates with the cute girls here. Seeing Melissa sitting next to Izuku. Midoriya, you lucky bastard. It's not enough for you to spend a lot of time with Yayorozu and Todoroki, now you also want to corner a beautiful American blonde. Starting to shake Izuku, now your incredible quirk can also release pheromones or something? Ida, arriving, running at high speed. Mineta leaves Midoriya. He must continue resting after the internship. Izuku, getting rid of Mineta. I already told you, Ida, I'm fine now. Besides, you were the most injured, so you shouldn't be running like that yet. Ida, you're right. Realizing something, aren't you surprised that I'm here? Izuku, you are the youngest son of a family that has been heroes for generations. It would be strange not to see you here. Melissa, are you going to UA too? Yayorozu, yes, our companions too. Interrupted by a loud explosion. Izuku, what was that? Heading with his companions to the place of the explosion. Test Stadium. Announcer, time elapsed, 33 seconds. Coming in 8th place. Izuku, arriving at the stadium and seeing his friend on the monitors. Kirishima. Announcer, well, now the next challenger will be. Izuku, looking at the participant Bakugo? What are you doing here? Presenter, alright, attack the villains. Ready? Now. Bakugo, generating rays throughout his body and launching himself towards the robots with incredible speed and maneuverability. Shiny. Destroying all the robots. Presenter, this is incredible. He completed it in just 8 seconds. He's in 1st place. Bakugo, starting to approach the exit, but sees Izuku at the bars and launches himself towards him, coming face to face, scaring everyone, especially Melissa. Why the buck are you here? Izuku, unfazed by Bakugo's sudden appearance. This was the prize after beating you at the sports festival. Kirishima, arriving with his companions. Midoriya. Try it, I'm sure you'll do very well. Bakugo, it will be useless. Listen to me well, damn Deku. I don't give a shit that you defeated the hero killer. If he lost against you, it's because he was a damn weakling. Remembering how he defeated that Nomu with a single blow, I am now much stronger than you. Izuku, in that case, I will show you that I did not lie when I beat you at the festival. Jumping towards the platform, I will always surpass you. Presenter, wow. We have a challenger who comes on the spur of the moment. What kind of results will he get? Izuku, activating the boosted gear. Drake, are you ready to see the results of the training, partner? Izuku, yes, let's see the results of Edshot-sensei's movements along with the boosted gear. Presenter, attack the villains. Ready? Boost. 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 Presenter, now. Burst. Izuku, releasing a huge air pressure, forcing the presenter to crouch down and launching himself towards the robots so fast that they could barely see him. Presenter, looking at the stopwatch in shock. Incredible 5 seconds. We have a new first place. Everyone in the stadium was speechless, but Kugu could only clench his fists tightly. He was frustrated again. He had been surpassed again, and Melissa could only think that if her quirk were to wake up late like Izuku's, it would be that incredible. Izuku, returning to the stands, that was good. Drake, you could have destroyed everything in 1 second with a dragon shot. Izuku, I know, but if I do it I wouldn't give more people the chance to try, arriving next to everyone. Melissa, approaching before anyone else. Izuku, that was really amazing. Izuku, thank you very much. Melissa, getting distracted by seeing large amounts of ice. Shuko, freezing all the robots with her ice. Presenter, unbelievable. 12 seconds, finishing third. Proving that us girls are not far behind. Melissa, wow, that girl is strong too. Izuku, yes, that's true, she's Shuko Todoroki, she's my classmate and my best friend. Uraraka, I thought I was your best friend, pouting and whispering. Melissa, seeing how Izuku's eyes light up a little when he talks about that girl. Shuko, arriving at the stands and approaching Izuku directly. Hello Izuku, congratulations on first place, smiling at him. Izuku, hi Shuko, thank you very much, you did amazing too, reciprocating smile. They had both been lost in their own world, staring into each other's eyes, and in that instant Izuku had remembered his conversation with Drake that day, and Shuko remembered again what Izuku told her in the hospital 2 days ago, causing them both to look away from each other while blushing. Melissa, watching the whole scene in silence while feeling an inexplicable pain in her chest. Chapter 18, Island Part 2. Island Gate 66, 3 p.m. Wolfram, talking on the phone next to a gagged security guard. I received the merchandise as expected. What? All Might? Don't worry, we'll take care of it. Ending the call, so All Might is on this island. David's personal laboratory. David, analyzing All Might, surprised by the results. What's going on, Toshi? Watching All Might come out of the scanner. Why are your singularity levels dropping so dramatically? Pointing to the graphs, even after suffering serious injuries during your fight against All for One, getting these results is too unusual. What the hell is wrong with your body? Worried. All Might, coughing. I've been a hero for a long time. It's obvious that my body couldn't take that much. I can't tell him the secret of One for All. I've already explained it too much talking to him about All for One. David, at this rate the symbol of peace will be lost. The only reason Japan can keep its crime rate at 6% is because of you. Other countries have rates above 20%. I wish so many times that you would stay in the United States. All Might, approaching his friend. There is no need to be so pessimistic. There are many professional heroes with great ability, putting his hand on David's shoulder, and there are many people who support the heroes. Like you, I can still be All Might a few hours a day. David, but it is possible that another villain equal, or even much stronger than All for One will appear one day. All Might, David, even if that happens, I have no intention of stopping being the symbol of peace for now, besides remembering all his students, but especially Bakugo. The new generation of heroes are already being formed, there is still hope. David, Toshinori, you trust people too much. That hope you speak of would never apply to my daughter. I saw it clearly on television by how they treated Midoriya. I could help you continue your era with my latest invention. But if I give it to you without the council's authorization, I could lose my position, and those hellish days would repeat themselves for my daughter. I'm very sorry, Toshinori. You're my best friend, but my daughter is the most important thing I have. Island Center. Izuku, talking to Shuko a few steps ahead of most. Melissa, walking next to the others, looking surreptitiously at Izuku and Shuko. Uraraka, next to Melissa. They have become almost inseparable since the festival. Yayorozu, you're right, I'm glad Todoroki talks a lot more compared to when we started at the academy. but I would like him to interact more with us. Kirishima, remembering that morning well, Midoriya likes to be next to Todoroki. Melissa, approaching Izuku. Izuku wants. Shuko, interrupting Melissa. Izuku looked, pointing to an attraction. Let's go see. Izuku, sure, let's go. Melissa, feeling pain in her chest again. And so the whole group of young people continued exploring all the different exhibitions that the island had to offer, and in all that time Shuko did not separate from Izuku's side. For her it was the way to make up for lost time due to the hellish daily training she received from her father. For the first time she could act like a girl her age and spend her free time with her friend. Time continued to run until it had already become 6 p.m. and different places were closing. One of those was the cafeteria where Mineta and Kaminari worked. Cafe. Mineta, sitting in front of the door. It's just the pre-opening and we're already so tired. Can you imagine how we'll be tomorrow? Kaminari, bringing his hands above his head. Stop, I don't want to think about that. Izuku, arriving with all his companions. Mineta, Kaminari, good job. Ida, you both worked really hard today, huh? Walking up to both of you and showing them some tickets. Mineta, what is this? Yaoyorozu, reception party invitations. Jairu, Melissa, I'll save them for you. Uraraka, I thought we should all have fun together. Melissa, I had some extra, so please use them if you like. Mineta/Kaminari, crying, our hard work has been rewarded. Although Melissa wanted to spend more time alone with Izuku, she also didn't want to waste the opportunity to spend time with people her age who wouldn't discriminate against her just for being quirkless. And so between Mineta and Kaminari's cries, Ida suggested that we all meet at the same time at the party reception in formal clothes. Which everyone accepted, and so everyone separated. Central tower, upper floors, security zone. Henchmen, locking the gag guards in a small room. We have them. There were 5 guards. Everything is going according to plan. Talking on the phone, the security system is still working. Wolfram, well, we'll start in a few minutes. Be ready. Hanging up, everything is fine. Putting on a mask, we'll move to Central tower, reception. Izuku, passing through the door, seeing Ida, Kirishima, Mineta and Kaminari. Hi, sorry I'm late. Ida, don't worry, only 2 minutes have passed since the time we set. Looking at Izuku's suit. Midoriya, shouldn't that suit have a tie? Izuku, yes, but the truth is that I hate wearing a tie. I only wear the uniform one just to respect the rules. Kirishima, Midoriya, and your mom? Izuku, she preferred to continue relaxing at the hotel. After everything she had to endure, she deserves a good rest. Uraraka, entering in a short pink dress. I'm sorry, I think I'm late. Yaoyorozu, arriving in a long dress accompanied by Jairu and her parents. We are sorry to be a little late. Mrs. Yaoyorozu, approaching Izuku. So you are Izuku Midoriya. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Ai Yaoyorozu and I am Momo's mother, and he is my husband, Ryuji Yaoyorozu. Ryuji, offering his hand to shake. I'm so glad to finally meet you, Midoriya. Izuku, accepting the greeting. The pleasure is mine, gentleman Yaoyorozu, making a slight bow. Thank you very much for helping me after the case of the hero killer. Ai, you don't have to thank us for anything. My family has always fought against discrimination for many generations, and together with my husband we are enacting a law to guarantee equal treatment in all areas for quirkless people. Ryuji, and thanks to your recent achievements we are a little closer to making it a reality. If you ever need help and it is within our power, do not hesitate to ask for it. Looking at his watch. Honey, it's about time. I'm sorry Midoriya, I would like to talk to you more, but we must meet again with some investors. Ai, looking at Momo. Honey, are you coming with us? Yaoyorozu, shaking head. I'm sorry mom, but 2 friends haven't arrived yet and we promised to all arrive together. Ai, I understand. Starting to walk next to her husband. Goodbye everyone. Drake, that woman is identical to her. Izuku, have you seen a woman like that before? Drake, yes, her appearance is the same as one of the demon kings of the past. Her name was Seraphal Leviathan. The only difference is that she was shorter and had a different eye color. Izuku, most likely it is his descendant. Drake, maybe, but it could also be her sister Sona Citri. Izuku, If they were sisters, shouldn't they have the same last name? Drake. At the moment Seraphal took the position of Demon King, she had to change her last name. But that doesn't matter. What I wanted to tell you is that your partner Yayorozu is a descendant of my former bearer, since both sisters had become his wives as well. Izuku, what? But didn't your former wielder marry the daughter of the Phoenix clan? Drake. I never said that he had only one wife. Remember that he was a demon and also part dragon, so he came to have a large number of wives. Usually all my former carriers had formed their own harem. You are the only one who is apparently interested in only one woman. Izuku, thinking about what it would be like to have his own harem. But Shuko's image occupies all his thoughts. Drake, thinking only to himself, fate is really curious. Not only did the miracles necessary for the boosted gear to activate again come together, also the descendants of the people who were most involved with my former wearer are appearing around my current wearer. Even the behavior of two perverts around us is very similar. I wonder if this continues, will we meet again, White? Melissa, arriving, drawing everyone's attention. I'm sorry for the delay, with a radiant smile. Mineta, starting to cry. An angel has arrived. Kaminari, damn it Mineta, I can't take it anymore. What do I do? Jairu, they are hopeless. Melissa, approaching Izuku. Hi Izuku, I'm glad you came. Izuku, coming out of his thoughts. Oh hey, Melissa, sorry he's distracted thinking about something. Melissa, don't worry, the party is starting soon. Are we all here? Izuku, no, Shuko hasn't arrived yet, left speechless by who had arrived while his heart began to increase its heart rate. Shuko, sorry I'm late. Izuku, approaching her. Shuko, you see. Shuko, I'm not used to this kind of clothing, do I look weird? Izuku, not at all. Gathering courage, like 2 days ago at the hospital, you look really beautiful in that dress. Shuko, thanks Izuku, you also look very handsome, trying to hide her face so he doesn't see her blush. Melissa, we better go in, already trying to separate them. Safety zone. Henchman, talking on the phone. Sir, we already have control of the island's security system. We are ready when you say so. Wolfram, on the other end of the call. Excellent. We'll wait a few more minutes until everyone at the party has their guard down. Henchman, yes sir, ending the call. Central Tower, party. Announcer, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Expo reception party. Let's make the number one hero, All Might, who is visiting us today, feel at home. Please everyone give him a big round of applause. Starting to applaud. All Might, a little uncomfortable by so much applause. David, I didn't come for this. David, it was obvious they would do this when they saw All Might here. Melissa, Uncle Might. Arriving next to both of them. All Might, happy Melissa? Look how much you've grown, ha ha ha, just by looking at you I can only think about how old I'd become. David, hi honey, I'm glad you made it. Where are those friends you mentioned? I'd like to meet them. Midoriya, you haven't even been here a day and you've already done more for Melissa than I have. As a father, you don't know how much I appreciate you for introducing her to people who don't discriminate against her. Melissa, well, I got ahead of myself when I saw Uncle Might. I wanted to see him again. Thank goodness that Bakuga isn't with him. Kaminari, at the entrance, looking at everything. Mineta, look, that buffet looks incredible. Let's wipe it out while we admire the heroines. Mineta, what a great idea, let's go. Walking away from everyone. Ida, those two don't learn. Midoriya, aren't you going to stop them? You're the class president. Izuku, no, it's true that I'm the class president, but we're not at UA. In fact, we're not even in Japan right now. Ida, you're right, but I still won't allow them to damage the good name of the academy heading towards them. Kirishima, I'm going with you, I'm actually hungry too. Uraraka, looking at the dessert table, I'll be right back. Those matchas on that table look delicious. Walking away. Yayorozu, I see some of my parents' partners, I'll go say hello to them. Jairu, being the next head of your family is difficult. I'll go take a closer look at how those musicians play. Both of them walk away, leaving Izuku and Shuko alone. Izuku, Shuko next to him, is this how all parties are? Shuko, I don't know, the few that my father allowed me to go to were the Heroes Commission where he introduced me as his successor. Haven't you been to any parties before? Izuku, No, when everyone found out I was quirkless, the school never told my mom about the meetings and I never got invited to the other kids' birthday parties. A little sad remembering his past, but that doesn't matter anymore. Everything is different now. I'm happy to attend my first party with all my friends and especially with you smiling. Shuko blushes as her heart races. Hey, do you want something to drink? Looking at several tables, there they are. Wait for me here, leaving Izuku alone. What's wrong with me? Why do I feel this way every time I see Izuku smile at me? I have to ask for Yumi, taking 2 drinks from a table. Extra heroes, whispering, but still being heard by Shuko. Hey, look who's here, it's Endeavor's daughter. It's true. Hey, did you see how he defended the one who was a useless quirkless? Poor Endeavor with everything he's done for his daughter. Yes, I saw it, and the worst thing is that I came to this party with it. I can't believe they let him into this island. This is where scientists create equipment for real heroes. There's no room for useless people here. The director's daughter is more than enough. Extra heroines, doing the same thing as the heroes. Look who appeared here, little Todoroki. What a waste of that beautiful dress. Yeah, he ruined it with his disgusting scar. You saw that he attended with that useless guy, the one who was quirkless. With that face, I'm not surprised. No real man would consider her beautiful. Ha 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 ha. Shuko, leaving the drinks on the table and walking quickly to the exit, passing by Izuku without saying anything. Izuku, Shuko, what happened? Watching her walk away, Shuko following her. All of her friends had heard Izuku call Shuko and saw how they left the party. This worried them and they decided to follow them, leaving behind what they were doing or who they were talking to. Central Tower, reception. Shuko, about to walk out the door. Izuku, reaching her, taking her hand. Wait, Shuko, what happened? Worried. Shuko, looking at Izuku while small tears appeared in his eyes. Izuku, what happened? Tell me. Shuko, Izuku, is what you told me true? Am I beautiful? Izuku, surprised. Of course you are, why do you doubt it? Shuko, I heard several people talking bad about you and my scar and I just didn't want to keep listening to them. Starting to sob. I don't know what's wrong with me. Sniff. I never cared about anything before. Sniff. But when they talked about my face. Sniff. That's why I want to ask you again and answer me truthfully. Izuku, am I beautiful? Izuku, Shuko, come, taking her hand, walking in front of a large mirror. Stand here and don't move, leaving Shuko in front of the mirror, and he goes after her. Shuko, confused. Izuku, what are you doing? Izuku, close your eyes and trust me please, covering Shuko's face with both hands. When I give you the signal, open them, removing his hand from her right side. Now tell me, what do you see? Shuko, opening her eye, only see my face. What are you trying to do? Izuku, ignoring her and covering her right side again, and removing his hand from the left side. And now what do you see? Shuko, touching her scar. I only see this horrible thing, a small tear coming out. Izuku, turning her around and being face to face. I'll tell you what I see. I see an extremely strong woman who, no matter what has happened to her in life, continues forward with her dream of becoming a great heroine. Wiping her tears with his thumb, I see a woman who, even if she doesn't show it much, cares about her friends and helps them without caring if that might cause problems. Hugging her. That's why, Shuko, don't pay attention to what others say, and I'll tell you over and over again until you're satisfied. Shuko, for me you are the most beautiful woman. Separating from her. Shuko, blushing deeply while small flames came out of her hair. They both stared at each other's eyes, and in less than a second, as if they were mutually attracted, their faces were getting closer and closer, closing their eyes. But before they could get to anything else, their companions had interrupted them. Kirishima, Midoriya. What happened? Why did they come out like that? Yaoyorozu, Todoroki. Are you okay? Are you feeling sick? Shuko, shaking her head. Don't worry, I feel much better now, holding Izuku's sleeve while having a cute smile. Thanks for worrying about me. Melissa, watching everything with a little sad expression. Attention, this is an announcement from Island Security System. Explosives have been detected in the iExpo area. Island will now be entering alert mode. Residents and tourists should return to their homes or accommodations. We will be safe as long as we follow the instructions. Anyone found outside within 10 minutes will be arrested without warning. Most main buildings will be closed by the security system. Central Tower, party. Wolfram, entering with his team pointing their weapons at all the guests. Just what you heard. We have taken control of the security system. If you think about opposing just by trying showing on the screens the different security robots throughout the island, the security machines will show their fangs to all the innocent people on this island. All the people on this island are now hostages, of course. You are two speaking through a communicator now. Coming out of the ground, the restraining devices trapped all the heroes, including All Might, who was slowly breaking free, but had to stop. Wolfram, shooting the ceiling with his gun. Don't move. Standing next to All Might. If you take a single step, I'll kill you all in a second. Kicking him and throwing him to the ground. All of you will do the same as All Might, and do what he tells you without making any noise, okay? Chapter 19 Island Part 3 Central Tower, Reception. Ida, my phone has no signal. Izuku, it seems that all the entrances have been blocked. Mineta, afraid really? Jairu, trying to operate the elevator, this doesn't work either. Melissa, I don't think the security system went into alert mode just because an explosive was detected. Izuku, we have to go to the party. Ida, why? Izuku, something doesn't please me. I just want to see that all the guests are okay. Kaminari, what are you talking about? Midoriya, remember that All Might was there. Izuku, I'm sorry, but I just want to be sure. Melissa, is there any way we can get back into the party? Melissa, if we use the emergency stairs, I think we can get to the party. Izuku, please guide us. Hotel. Inko, in her room. My phone has no signal, the internet doesn't work either. Turning on the TV only to see that there was no signal either. This doesn't work either. I hope you're okay. Izuku, looking at the central tower. Central Tower, party. Wolfram, don't worry, if you do what I tell you, I won't hurt you. I'm prepared to free you when the time comes. Extra hero, what is your goal? Wolfram, kicking him in the jaw. Was I not clear? I said silence. Receiving a call through a communicator. Okay, I see. Understood. Addressing Sam, you are an investigator in this place, right? Sam, scared. Why yes. Wolfram, addressing a henchman, take him away. David, stop. Stepping forward, he's my assistant. What are you going to do with him? Wolfram, so the director of this island wants to be the hero. You will also go with them, Dr. Shield. David, what if I refuse? Wolfram, smiling in a macabre way. Then somewhere on this island, the screams of a blonde will be heard, and you know that nobody will care. David, frustrated. Understood, I'll go. All Might, watching the henchmen walk away with David and Sam. Can I defeat the villains and get the security system working again? I don't have much time left. Young Bakugo, where are you? Noticing a small light pointing at his eyes and looking where it came from. Young Midoriya, Melissa. Izuku, okay, he saw us. Jairu, can you do it? Jairu, yes, plugging his jack into the ground. Melissa, signaling to All Might, please speak, we can hear you. All Might, can you hear me? It must be thanks to young Jairu. Whispering, the villains have taken control of the security system and everyone on this island has become hostage. The heroes have also been captured. It is dangerous. They have to escape as soon as possible. Jairu, unplugging his jack, this is bad. Midoriya, let's go back to the others to inform them. Central Tower, emergency stairs. Mineta, no way. They even captured All Might. Yayorozu, worried, I want to help my parents. But what can we do? We are just simple students. Jairu, we can't fight villains without our hero licenses. Kaminari, what if we go out and tell the heroes outside? Melissa, I don't think it's possible. This place was built with the same level of security as the Tartarus prison where the most wanted villains are. Izuku, approaching Melissa. Melissa, how can we regain control of the security system? Kaminari, what are you talking about? We're not allowed to work as heroes yet. Shuko, and that means it's okay to do nothing? Kaminari, but. Izuku, I want to save them. Despite all the things they've said, there are still people who are different, like Yayorozu's parents, or Melissa's father, who do the right thing even when they have the whole society against them, and if a simple license prevents me from saving them, then what's the point of being a hero? Leaving everyone silent. Melissa, Izuku, impressed. Izuku, Melissa, please help us. You know this place much better than anyone. You are the only one who can do something in this situation. Only you can fix the security system and be the heroine who saves all the people on this island. Melissa, thinking for a few seconds, the security system of this island is on the top floor of this tower. If the villains have taken control of the system, then the authentication locks and passwords should be disabled. We should be able to restart the system. We just have to get away from the eyes of the villains and get to the top floor, and maybe we can save them all. Izuku, smiling. Melissa, thank you. Yaoyorozu, the villains must have stood guard on the upper floors. Kirishima, not counting all the cameras in the hallways. Shuko, in that case we just have to act as stealthily as possible so that they don't detect us. Uraraka, we have to do it. I don't want to just sit around doing nothing. If there's something we can do. Kaminari, wait. What the hell are you talking about? Didn't you see that those villains managed to capture All Might himself? Izuku, Kaminari, no one here will force you to participate. You can stay here until we finish. Kaminari, why? Why are you doing all this? Izuku, that's very obvious, smiling, because we all want to be heroes. Melissa, you really are amazing. Izuku, looking at all of Izuku's friends around her. Central Tower, party. All Might, looking up again, seeing only Izuku. Young Midoriya, seeing his eyes, those eyes don't tell me he's not running away. He's very dangerous. Izuku, shaking his head and walking away. All Might, young Midoriya, you will do it. As a hero I know that I must reproach you for the actions you are taking, smiling. But if you don't move at a time like this, you are not a hero. Central Tower, security room. Minions, entering with David and Sam. I already brought them, taking off his helmet. Minions 2, sitting at the computer. Hurry up and unlock the vault. Minions, how cocky, activating his quirk, turning his hand into a kind of blade and bringing it close to David's neck. You heard him. If you don't want to die, hurry up and do it. David, looking at Sam. You understood. Minions, deactivating his quirk, accompany them, giving the order to 2 other extra minions. Extra minions, taking David and Sam away. Central Tower, emergency stairs. Ida, this is the 30th floor. Izuku, Melissa, which floor should we go to? Melissa, 200th floor. Kaminari, really? Everyone goes back up. Uraraka, seeing a very tired Melissa. Melissa, we're only on the 50th floor. Do you want me to use my quirk on you? Melissa, no, calm down, I'm fine, save your power for when we need it, taking off her heels and going back upstairs. Shuko, reaching the 80th floor and running into a wall. It's blocked. What do we do? Do we destroy it? Melissa, tired. If we do it, the security system will react and the villains will be able to locate us. Mineta, in that case, let's go this way, opening a door. Izuku, Mineta. Melissa, don't do it. Central Tower, security room. Henchman 2, watching an alarm go off. Minions, what's wrong? Minions 2, a door opened on the 80th floor. Minions, did you make any mistakes while scanning each floor? Minions 2, watching through the cameras, everyone running through the hallways and warning their boss. Wolfram, speaking through the communicator, activate all the robots on the 80th floor, addressing 2 extra henchmen. You stay here. Leaving the party, things are getting complicated. I have to make sure I get that invention. Central Tower, 80th floor, hallway. Shuko, running next to everyone. Is there any other way to go up? Melissa, there are other emergency stairs at the other end of this floor. Ida, hurry up, stopping upon seeing several walls come down in the hallway. Todoroki. Shuko, yes. Gazing at one of those walls with her eyes. Ida, destroying a door to enter a room. Let's go through here. Izuku, what is this place? Melissa, a plant factory. Here they investigate how quirks can influence plants. Jairu, wait. Look at that elevator, someone's going up. Mineta, scared. Are the villains following us? Kaminari, and whose fault is it? Mineta, I already said I was sorry. Izuku, leave that for later, for now let's hide. Kaminari, whispering, couldn't we use the elevator? Melissa, impossible. If they see us inside, they would simply let go, and we would fall to the first floor. Extra minions. Getting out of the elevator, they said those kids were on this floor walking a few steps until they saw someone. I found you, you damn kid. Bakugu, what did you say, damn? Izuku Bakugu? Extra minions, what are you doing here, brat? Bakugu, that's none of your business, damn it. Damn, I only came because All Might told me to, but I asked and then I couldn't leave this floor. Extra minions 1. Activating her quirk by firing an air bullet at Bakugu. I can see through you, so don't lie to me. Shuko, creating a large block of ice stopping the attack. Bakugu, that quirk? 2 faces. Shuko, watching how they destroyed her ice. We will stop them here for a while, creating an ice column under everyone and starting to raise them. Find a route to get to the top floor. Izuku, wait, Shuko, no. Kirishima, jumping next to Shuko. Midoriya, don't worry, I'll help Todoroki. You're the strongest of all and they'll need you if something goes wrong. Shuko, Izuku, trust me, I'll be right behind you and the others. After finishing raising them to a platform at the top of the floor. Bakugu, what the hell is going on, damn it? Kirishima, didn't you hear the broadcast? The villains took control of this tower. Extra minions 1, opening a path in the ice, passing with his partner. Shuko, don't let your guard down. Bakugu, shut up, I know. Extra minions 2, kids activating their quirk, turning into a purple muscle monster. Don't get carried away. Starting a battle in which Shuko fought against the minions of the air bullets and Bakugu and Kirishima fought against the muscular villain, but in a small oversight Kirishima would receive a strong blow. Minions, you're not normal kids, are you? Who are you? Bakugu, as if I were going to call you a damn villain. Generating rays. Shuko, you guys don't deserve me to tell you my name. After that, everyone continued to climb without any problem, not knowing that the villains had already discovered that they were all students from the UA Academy, and when Wolfram learned that one of those children was Izuku Midoriya, he could only smile and ordered all the security robots to be regrouped on the upper floors. Central Tower, 130th floor, laboratory. Uraraka, looking through a glass in the door. There are many of them. Ida, it seems that the enemy has changed tactics. It seems that they are now trying to capture us. Izuku, I'm sure they must have found out that we're UA students. Yaoyorozu, if we want to finish off all those robots once and for all, the best thing to do is create an insulating mesh. Use the plan we made at the USJ again. Kaminari, okay, I'll do my best. Leaving, running straight towards the robots and activating his quirk. 1.3 million volts. Melissa, inside the mesh. Wait, those robots are resistant to electric shocks. Kaminari, watching the robots getting closer. In that case, 2 million volts. Jairu, idiot, you already heard Melissa say that. Kaminari, entering idiot mode, being captured. Jairu, it will make you twice as stupid. Izuku, we have no choice, plan B. Yaoyorozu, creating several grenades and throwing them. We can jam their communications with this. Creating many more grenades, and Melissa, Uraraka and Jaira threw them. Izuku, Mineta now. Mineta, throwing his sphere, trapping the first robots, and they began to collide with each other. Give us back. Kaminari, seeing how some jumped following his path. It can't be. Izuku, I'm tired of this. Activating the boosted gear. Boost. Boost. Hitting the first robot, causing those behind him to fly away. Ida, taking the opportunity to recover. Kaminari, this is our chance. Let's keep going up. Central Tower, 138th floor, server room. Ida, watching more robots coming out of a door. Another trap. Izuku, I'll finish them off once and for all. About to launch himself, but is stopped. Melissa, Izuku, wait. If the servers receive damage, the security system's functionalities will also be affected. Mineta, how many of them are there? Watching more robots fall from the ceiling. Yaoyorozu, you have to go, we will face them. Ida, Midoriya, go with Melissa and find another way. Izuku, okay, be careful, come on Melissa. Melissa, Ochako, come with us. Dodging a few Izuku robots in the company of Melissa and Uraraka, they had escaped from the server room, where all their other companions gained as much time as possible for themselves. Unfortunately, this was not much because Ida had run out of fuel, Momo reached her creation limit, and Mineta was already bleeding every time a sphere was torn off. Central Tower, exterior. Uraraka, where are we? Melissa, this is the wind power generation system. Izuku, why are we here? Melissa, if we go up the tower, the security machines are probably waiting to ambush us, so we'll go straight to the top from here. If we can get to that emergency exit pointing to a small exit many meters high, if we use Ochako's quirk, we could get there. Uraraka, yes, leave it to me. Melissa, hold on to Midoriya. Melissa, yes. Hugging Izuku from behind. Uraraka, touching both of their shoulders and activating her quirk. Come on. Throwing them as far as she could. Good. Turning her head upon hearing how a large number of robots had arrived. It can't be. Izuku, worried. Uraraka. Melissa, deactivate your quirk and escape. Uraraka, I can't. If I do, then we won't be able to save them all. Melissa, Ochako. Seeing how they were about to attack her. Shuko, arriving and destroying the robots with her eyes. Are you okay, Uraraka? Uraraka, yeah, I'm fine, thanks. Todoroki, Midoriya and Melissa are heading upstairs right now. Shuko, seeing Melissa hugging Izuku, which she didn't like, but she didn't have time to think about that because more robots were approaching. Bakugo, these bastards just keep coming out. Destroying all the robots, angry because they kept appearing. Izuku, well done. Shuko. Starting to be dragged by a current of wind directly towards the tower. Melissa, Izuku, we're going to hit the wall. Izuku, damn, we can't go up any further. Melissa, hold on tight. Boost. Boost. Hitting the wall, destroying it, entering the tower again. Uraraka, they entered the tower, joining their hands to release. Izuku, falling with Melissa and deciding to cushion her fall with Melissa on top of Izuku. Melissa blushed because of how close their faces were, getting up with a little shame. Izuku, are you okay? Izuku, I'm fine, what about you? Melissa, don't worry, just a few scratches. Izuku, taking Melissa and dodging the attack of the Blade Quirk minion. Henchman, trying to cut Izuku. Unruly boys. Izuku, defending himself with the boosted gear. What is your goal? Minions, don't pretend to be heroes. Turning his other arm into a blade, attacking Izuku's face. Izuku, losing balance and about to fall through the hole in the wall. Melissa, trying to stop the henchman. Minions, out of my way! Pushing Melissa aside while counting her in the process. Damn queer. Izuku, how dare you! Boost! Boost! Hitting the minion's face, crashing him against some stairs, making him go down several floors. Melissa, approaching her. Melissa, looking at her arm. It's nothing. Izuku, tearing part of his shirt. Give me your arm, covering his wound. I'm sorry, I couldn't protect you. Melissa, giving him a beautiful smile. You have already protected me much more than you can imagine. Izuku. Izuku, his smile is just as beautiful as Shuko's, finishing bandaging the wound. Okay, let's save them all. Having finished, they went to the 200th floor, where as soon as they arrived, 2 extra henchmen greeted them by firing their weapons. But with the help of edge shot training enhanced with the boosted gear, he managed to defeat them without getting hurt, where they only had to continue straight to get there. But before they got there, they saw someone. Melissa, looking at who was inside. Dad? Why are you here? Izuku, did the villains bring him here to force him to do something? Melissa, worried, we have to save him. Izuku, yes, sneaking up. Central Tower vault. David, in front of the computer, I was able to unlock it. Go to block 1147. Sam, why yes. David, I'll open it. Sam, taking the briefcase and looking at its contents. I did it, Professor, everything is here. David, frustrated, damn, I don't know how the villains found out, starting to shed tears. I know perfectly well what this invention can cause in the hands of the villains, but my daughter, my little Melissa, she's the only thing that matters to me. Sam, Professor, you? David, wiping away tears, sorry about that, but now we can be safe. Sam, smiling in a macabre way, he's a complete idiot. Haha, everything is going according to plan. David, huh? Sam, what are you talking about? Melissa, entering next to Izuku. Sam, did you organize all this? Unbelieving. Sam, oh, miss, how did I get here? Well, that doesn't matter now. David, Sam. Answer me. Why did you do this? Why did you lie to me? Sam, angry me cheating on you? You were the one who cheated on me first. I served you for years. I had to put up with your daughter's disgusting quirkles every day, and the worst thing of all is that I had to treat her with respect. But I thought it was a small price to pay if I could take my name to glory and become rich, and when my opportunity finally came with this, a device that impulses quirks without affecting the body, what did you do? You let the research be frozen so easily. Melissa, falling to her knees while crying. Izuku, angry, he put the lives of everyone on the island on the line just for that, damn it. About to attack him, but is stopped. Wolfram, arriving and activating his quirk, immobilizing Izuku on the wall, covering him from his mouth down. Izuku, a quirk, which allows him to manipulate metal. This is bad. He can use the entire artificial island as a weapon. Melissa, Izuku, trying to help him free himself. Wolfram, I'll take care of you later, kid. First, Sam, what about the device? Sam, here standing in front now, we can fulfill the deal. Wolfram, of course, pointing his gun at him, here is your reward. Shooting him in the head. David, running to be in front of Melissa, you got what you wanted, you can go now. Izuku, boost. Starting to bend the metal. Wolfram, wow, you are tough, touching the ground, enveloping Izuku even more, just like that man said, approaching David and hitting him in the stomach. One is not enough. What you will do now is mass produce them for me, hitting him on the back of the neck, making him faint. Melissa, Dad, running to help him by instinct. Wolfram, hitting her with the butt of the gun in the face, knocking her to the ground. That's right, the useless one. I have to get rid of all the teacher's ties, pointing the gun at him. Boost! 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 Izuku, stop! Letting go of all the metal and launching himself to hit the villain. Wolfram, creating a thick metal wall which is almost completely destroyed. Izuku, Melissa, I'll save your dad, you save everyone else. Melissa, tearfully runs to the control room. Wolfram, follow her. Don't let her escape. Addressing his only henchman at his side. Izuku, imitating Edshot's movements, reaching the door. I won't allow it. Withstanding several metal columns that Wolfram threw at him. Wolfram, don't get carried away. Throwing many more columns at him, sending him flying down the floors. How is it possible that a child can endure so much? Melissa, arriving at the security room computer. I trust Izuku, that's why I'm going to save you all. Restarting the security system, returning it to normal. Wolfram, shit, I managed to get the security system back to normal. The entire island security system is operating in normal mode. Hotel. Reporter, this is our chance. Now that the robots are retreating from getting the exclusive of what happened, leaving the hotel accompanied by the cameraman. Inko, also leaving the hotel to check on her son. Central Tower, top floor. Wolfram, carrying David on his shoulder. The helicopter? Minions, has landed. Wolfram, let's get out of here, heading to the roof. Izuku, breaking the ground to arrive directly. They will most likely escape by air. I have to go to the roof. I have to save Dr. Shield. I promise, Melissa. Rooftop. Minions, in front of the helicopter. Boss, what happened to the others? Wolfram, forget about them. We're leaving before the heroes arrive. Minions, why yes, starting the helicopter. Wolfram, getting on board with David and the briefcase. Izuku, arriving, bring back the teacher. Wolfram, I see. Have you come to recover this man who is a great asset to this island? Izuku, no. I'm here to get a father back. Running. Wolfram, touching the ground. You do it for a useless person. I'm not surprised. People of her kind have to help each other, don't they? Throwing multiple metal pillars at her, starting to attract the attention of everyone below. Izuku, shut up. I'm going to save them all, and the teacher too. Dodging and destroying some of the communes thrown at him. That's what heroes do. They save people who are in trouble. Wolfram, what did you say? pointing his gun at David, making Izuku stop. David, regaining consciousness, don't worry about me, just get Melissa to safety. Wolfram, wow, it's a big deal to be a hero watching several press helicopters approaching. I didn't do much, and now you can't move, and the best thing of all is that the world will see how you fail hitting him with a large column. It's not a smart way to live. Getting back on, let's go. Minions, understood. Starting to rise. Reporter, ladies and gentlemen, from what we can see, a battle is taking place on the roof of the central tower. Unfortunately, we still do not have the identities of those subjects. As soon as we have more information, we will keep you informed. Izuku, boost. Boost. You bastard. I won't let you escape, taking a big leap, reaching the helicopter, causing it to start losing control. David, Midoriya, please run away. That villain is very strong, and if he uses my invention, he will be invincible. I beg you to run away and keep my daughter safe. Izuku, I won't do it. I won't let him. Melissa is a very strong woman who has endured a lot, but she has achieved it because she has you by her side. So don't give up because she is waiting for you. Wolfram, I admit you are a hero, pointing his gun at him, but you are an idiot. All Might, jumping to a height greater than the helicopter. Everything is fine now. Why? I will make you return, my great friend, and student propels himself directly to the helicopter villain, hitting it, making it explode, and taking David and Izuku to the roof. Reporter, it's All Might. And it seems that he rescued the leader of the island, Dr. David Shield, from a kidnapping, and it also seems that he saved the former Quirkless Izuku Midoriya. Fortunately, he didn't interrupt our great hero from doing his job. Melissa, running to hug David. Dad. David, Melissa? All Might, everything is fine now, being thrown far away after being hit by a metal commune much larger than before. Wolfram, catching David and wrapping him in several cables. Damn Sam, he said that All Might's quirk was diminishing and that he no longer had the power he once had, appearing, carrying David's invention, while his voice began to distort. Izuku, he's using the teacher's device. All Might, spitting blood as his body begins to expel smoke. Shit, my time is running out and now I have the press watching. I have to end this quickly, not knowing when to give up, right? Launching at high speed. Texas smash. Wolfram, smiling while creating a wall that perfectly resists All Might's blow. All Might, what? Wolfram, what the hell was that? Hitting him with several columns. This power feels incredible. Starting to raise several pieces of metal all over the roof as expected from something created by David Shield. I can feel how my quirk is getting a lot stronger. Ha ha ha, this is good. This thing is great. Seeing several helicopters and a large crowd around the tower now, to increase the price of this device, why do we make a demonstration of how I can finish off All Might? All Might, barely dodging gigantic metal columns which could withstand his blows. Reporter, it can't be. All Might is losing? Causing all the people who were watching to start panicking at the appearance of such a powerful villain. Izuku, dodging all the destruction by carrying Melissa. Wolfram, get crushed to death at once, throwing multiple communes at him simultaneously. Shuko, freezing all the columns. Bakugo, go to hell, throwing multiple explosions charged with the Ofa at him, causing him pain. How can you be hit by such a pathetic final boss? All Might. All Might, young Bakugo. Reporter, this is not over yet. Katsuki Bakugo, the young man who came in second place at the sports festival, and Shuko Todoroki, the daughter of the number 2 hero Endeavor, and not only them, several students from the UA Academy have come to help. There is still hope. All Might, with my students so motivated, I can't be held back by a stupid limit. I need to push my limits and go further. Plus Ultra! Hitting all the columns, deflecting them and launching himself directly at the villain. Get ready, villain, being stopped by several steel cables. Wolfram, grabbing All Might by the neck as his muscles grew. Prepare me? You should do it. All Might pressing his wound, making All Might scream, causing everyone to turn into despair. How boring, this is too easy. I thought you would give me a bigger challenge. I guess I'll have to check what that masked man told me, leaving All Might hanging in plain sight of everyone. Izuku Midoriya, face me directly. Izuku, you don't have to tell me, we will defeat you. Wolfram, and how will they do it? I have the number 1 hero trapped and all the other brats can barely stand. Only you have not used all your power. Why? According to what they told me, you only used that armor when you defended your companions, but now you don't do it. Do you need more motivation? Because if that's the case, it's a fortune that you brought your mother, Inko Midoriya. Izuku, how do you know his name? Without noticing that the bracelet on his arm was starting to glow. Wolfram, when I found out you were on this island, I investigated who you came in with and there I saw her photo and I will not only use her to give you motivation but also your friend Shuko Todoroki. Do you know how many criminal organizations would pay a fortune to have her and you use her uterus to create more powerful members? Ha 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 ha, yes, I will do that. Melissa, bringing her hands to her mouth, how can she say those things? Izuku, damn you wretch. I'm not going to let you do what you want with them just on a whim. He screamed as the bracelet, and the gem of the boosted gears shone brightly while a small tornado of fire surrounded it. Welsh dragon. Overboosted. I won't let you lay a single finger on him. Wolfram, yes, yes. That's what I was waiting for. I'm going to show that man that with this invention we will be unstoppable. Drake, partner, be careful. As I told you before, that bracelet could only store energy in 1/10 of the original, so the balance breaker was affected by that. To maintain it for longer, its power was drastically reduced. At this moment you are only a little stronger than All Might. Izuku, it doesn't matter. Launching himself at Wolfram, I'm going to defeat you. That started the battle again, but this time the press helicopters were broadcasting it to the whole world, while at the entrance of the tower, the security robots were moving people away because of the large metal fragments that were falling from the roof of the same tower. The fight was even. Although Izuku could already destroy the columns that Wolfram threw at him without problems, he could not deal with the large amount that he created and could already feel how little by little he was running out of time. Everyone could only watch as his partner was once again facing a villain who could surpass the number 1 hero All Might. Shuko and Melissa only reproached themselves for not being able to help their friend. Wolfram, what's wrong? Is that all you have? You're nothing like what they told me you were. You're no bigger challenge than All Might. I'll finish you off. But first, turning to all the students, I'll kill them first, and then I'll take Endeavor's daughter. Izuku Aya! Pushing himself with all his might, reaching him and falling together from the roof straight to the first floor of the tower. Wolfram, damn brat! Using Izuku to cushion his fall, causing him a lot of damage, I admit. You are really persistent, but that ends here. Using his quirk to bury Izuku deep into the island and start to close the gap, crushing him with all his strength. Inko, looking at everything from behind some robots while crying because they attacked her son. Let me go, he's my son. Shuko/Melissa, looking from the rooftops, starting to shed tears, while all her other classmates were worried about their friend and Bakugo was trying to free All Might. Melissa, don't give up. I've already fulfilled my promise to restore the security system. Now fulfill yours and defeat him. Shuko, you have the strength to do it. I trust you and I know you will defeat him. Inko, please don't give up and come back with me and all your friends. Izuku, stuck and unable to move. Curse, I have no strength left, and I can't move, starting to feel several presences. This sensation is the same one I felt when he fought against Shinso the Ancient Bearers. They're trying to tell me something, but what? I can't understand them. South. Drake, partner, don't listen to them and just focus on winning. Izuku, but how? The bracelet is running out of energy, and I can't even move. Drake, our power doesn't come from that bracelet, it's just an aid to release it. Listen, are you going to allow that guy to hurt your mother and those 2 girls? You're turning into a dragon, so protect your treasures. You have the power to do it, remember. You are the sekiryuutei. Wolfram, what scandalous women. Well, it doesn't matter. Starting to climb the tower, I'll kill All Might, and then I'll take that brat. I will not allow it. Boost. I won't let you hurt my friends. Boost. And I will never let you take Shuko away from me. Boost. 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 Reporter, shivering. What's going on? watching several green energy rays coming out of the ground from various parts of the island. Boost! 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 Mineta, holding the ground with his spheres. What's going on? Yayorozu. The whole tower started to shake. Melissa, look! Pointing to the buildings, watching all the glass break. Shuko, the whole island is shaking. Boost! 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 Wolfram, terrified. Impossible! Impossible! This is much worse than what that man told me, starting to tremble. Boost! 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 Izuku, coming out of the ground surrounded by a dense aura of green energy. Just dare to touch a single hair of theirs and I will hit you so hard that you will prefer to spend all eternity in hell. Arriving in front of Wolfram in less than a second and giving him a strong blow to the stomach, making him vomit large amounts of blood. Wolfram, trying to flee, creating several obstacles, but Izuku crossed them without any problem. Get away! Get away, damn monster! Receiving another strong blow which sends him many meters above the tower, making him lose his sanity. I don't care about anything anymore. I don't care what that man said. I'll kill you right here, monster! Using his quirk to the maximum, creating a gigantic block with several parts of the entire island, and I will destroy this island if necessary. Throwing it with all his strength. Izuku, I will not let you. I will not allow you to kill innocent people. Raising his left arm while Draying's silhouette became slightly visible only to his companions. I will protect you all, because that's what a hero does. Two large masses of energy had come out of Izuku's back, beginning to take the shape of wings, and from the tips of these two large spheres had accumulated, which had fired a gigantic beam of energy, easily destroying Wolfram's attack, illuminating the entire night sky with its light. Once everything was over, everyone was in complete silence, not knowing how to react to what they had just seen, and thanks to the fact that the reporters did not stop broadcasting the entire battle, the entire world witnessed it again after many centuries. The power of the sekiryuutei. Chapter 20, Returning Home. Central Tower Rooftop. Shuko, Izuku, watching the sky return to normal while smiling. You did it. Izuku, arriving at the rooftop as the armor slowly faded. All watching in silence as Izuku slowly approaches Shuko. Izuku, in front of Shuko. Thank goodness, falling into her arms. I was able to protect you. Very tired. Shuko, rest. Izuku, laying him on her lap. You deserve it, smiling at him while caressing his hair. David, arriving next to his daughter Midoriya. Really is an incredible boy. Melissa, yes, putting her hand on her chest, feeling her heartbeat. Yes, it is. Bakugo, next to All Might. What the hell was that? Is he stronger then? Getting angry, clenching his fists tightly, and oh, a damn Deku would never be stronger than the strongest hero's quirk. Seeing Izuku lying on Shuko's lap. I won't stop until I control one for all at 100% and show you once and for all that I will be the strongest. While all this was happening and the security robots were heading to capture a very wounded Wolfram, without anyone noticing, a hand had come out of a small portal, taking what was left of David Shield's invention and disappearing through it. Japan, UA Academy Principal's Office. Aizawa, Director Nizu. Did you see the news? Entering hurriedly, almost breaking down the door, seeing Nizu talking on the phone. Nizu, raising his leg for Aizawa to be silent as Director Jotaro told him, Izuku Midoriya is a young man who wants to be a hero, and we will do our job in helping him achieve his goal. Now if you'll excuse me, I have other matters to attend to. Hanging up the call. Aizawa, Director, was that? Nizu, yes, he was the director of the Hero Commission. He was worried about the recent display of power of the young Midoriya. Aizawa, and why would I be worried? Nizu, he is worried that young Midoriya will use his quirk to take revenge on everyone who has discriminated against him for being quirkless before. That is why he asked me that in case something happens we find some weakness with which we can stop him. Aizawa, what nonsense is that? I've seen Midoriya many times protect complete strangers. Out of all my students he's the one with the greatest heroic spirit. Plus he reminds me a bit of you, Shirakumo. Nizu, I know, that's what I told Director Jotaro, sighing, let's leave this for later. For now, contact the parents of the young people who were involved. I'm sure they must be very worried about their children. Aizawa, yes sir, starting to leave the office. Nizu, young Midoriya, after hearing that villain you defeated, I'm completely sure that you have no relation to All for One, and you don't know how much that reassures me, but I still have to continue investigating the origin of your powers, because if at least a quarter of everything I've been able to discover so far is true, this would change the world as we know it. Aizawa, one last thing before you go. Aizawa, stopping at the door, tell me, Director. Nizu, do you believe in the supernatural? Aizawa, Director, are you okay? Why would you ask something as absurd as that? Nizu, haha, you're right. Excuse me, I must be more tired than I thought. I won't waste any more of your time watching Aizawa leave his office and then take out a small diary from one of the desk drawers and thinking that this is written in a much older language than this same diary, opening the first pages. Until now I've only been able to decipher a small paragraph, reading it again. Dragons, mythological beasts that had unimaginable power, but none like the Welsh and Gwyber dragons, beasts that were capable of causing fear to factions, mythologies, even the gods themselves. Their power was so great that they were sealed in sacred relics capable of killing deities. Hero Commission, 1 minute ago. Jotaro, putting down the phone angrily, damn rat, I'm cutting off the call. You, pointing to his assistant, I don't care what Nisa says, I want you to find out everything about Izuku Midoriya. I want everything. His medical records, not only his but also his parents, reports from his days in high school. We need to get as much information as possible in case he becomes a threat. Assistant, yes sir. The next day everything was relatively calm, if it weren't for the fact that the press wanted to interview me, claiming that they wanted the island's hero to give a few words about the matter. That bothered me because for a while they were doing nothing but belittling me with respect to the others. But the Yayorozu gentleman told me not to worry, that they would take care of handling them. Another good thing that happened was that thanks to the security cameras it was shown that Melissa was responsible for restoring the security system, whose robots saved the lives of several people from the large debris that fell from my confrontation against Wolfram. And thanks to that the opinion towards her had improved and was increasing. Another thing that happened was that my friends hadn't asked me anything about Drang Silhouette, which I could feel before I gave my final blow. I don't know if they thought I had imagined it due to the tiredness of climbing more than half the tower and facing dozens of robots that kept coming out. But I couldn't do anything but thank the deceased gods for that, since I don't know how they would react to all that, and the truth is that I would never want to find out, although the only one I don't like to lie to is Shuko. Island, airport, next day. Uraraka, getting on a plane. Hey Yamamo, are your parents really okay with us using their private jet to get everyone back? Yayorozu, yes, they told me they would stay a few more days here, so there is no problem picking up her luggage without realizing that something had fallen. Jairu, behind Momo. Yamamo fell, looking at the object carefully, a magic wand. Yayorozu, getting very nervous and quickly picking up the wand. This is a gift. Yes, it's for a little cousin. Jairu, a little surprised. Okay, if you say so. Yayorozu, whatever, why are we still here? Trying to change the topic successfully. Kirishima, Midoriya hasn't finished saying goodbye to Melissa, and Todoroki hasn't wanted to leave her side since she shouted, "And I will never allow you to take Shuko away from me." Ha, those two are attracted to each other, but they don't realize it. Izuku, outside the plane, thank you very much for everything again, Melissa. Melissa, shaking her head, I'm the one who should be thanking you. You really don't know how much you've saved me. Izuku, getting a little shy. Hey, could you give me your phone number? I don't want to lose contact with you. Shuko, looking at everything with a little annoyance. Izuku, sure. Bringing his phone closer for Melissa to scan it with hers done, smiling at her. Shuko, Izuku, it's time to go. Remember that we still have to get to class tomorrow. Izuku, you're right, taking his suitcase. Goodbye, Melissa. If something happens and you want to talk to someone, don't hesitate to call me. Starting to leave next to Shuko. Melissa, gathering all the courage in her body. Wait. There's still something I have to tell you. Shuko, getting the attention of Izuku. Shuko and everyone on the plane. Shuko, maybe you're ahead in this race. But I, launching herself towards Izuku and kissing him very close to the lips. I'm not giving up. she proclaimed as she ran off with her face as red as a tomato. Shuko, in shock, instinctively releasing a cold aura affecting the same Izuku. Izuku blushed, not knowing how to react and feeling very cold as Shuko. What's wrong? Nervous. Shuko, it's nothing, turning her head while pouting fool, whispering the last part. Mineta, dead with jealousy, looking out the jet window. Damn him, he's already forming his own harem. Island, a few hours later. David, seeing Melissa a little depressed. I know you miss Midoriya, but cheer up, I'm sure you two will see each other again very soon. Having an idea I know I could cheer you up a little. Opening a package, Director Niza had sent us another artifact to analyze. It was supposed to arrive yesterday, but needless to say why it arrived until now. Anyway, giving it to Melissa, I entrust all the investigation to you, leaving the place, leaving her alone. Melissa, it's pretty cool, huh? Watching how the gem on the artifact emits a faint light for less than a second. What was that? UA Academy entrance next day. Izuku, walking next to Shuko. Thanks for waiting for me at the entrance, Shuko. But don't you think everyone is looking at us too much? I mean, I know I've been in the news a lot lately, but it's still a little weird, a little uncomfortable. Shuko, I'm used to that, and don't worry, I have no problem waiting for you. Besides, blushes a little and whispers, you said that you didn't want anyone to take me away from your side. Looking at Izuku, trying to calm down. Hey, now that I realize since the battle at the USJ you've grown taller. Noticing how he reaches Izuku's shoulder. Izuku, now that you mention it, it's true. We've been so busy with internships and what happened on the island that I didn't notice. Is it puberty? Drake, no, it's another side effect of becoming a dragon. Your body will develop much better than other humans. Class 1A. Izuku, entering through the door. Good morning. Everyone, Midoriya. Surrounding Izuku. Zero, man, you were amazing against the hero killer and that guy who controlled metal. Mina, right. Hey, do you want to go get some milkshakes after school? Sato, you've gained a lot of muscle. What's your routine, buddy? Shuko, releasing an aura of ice, drawing everyone's attention. They didn't say a word to Izuku when he said that he was quirkless before, and now that he's being recognized for his achievements, are they his friends? Don't make me laugh, stop being such hypocrites. Shutting everyone up. Tokoemi, approaching without any problem. Midoriya, are you okay? I'm sorry I couldn't be of help, friend. Izuku, don't worry Tokoemi, I understand. Aizawa, arriving at the classroom. Everyone sit down now, and you Midoriya, I hope the recent fame you're receiving doesn't start to get too much for you, okay? Izuku, don't worry Aizawa-sensei, if that happens I have my mother and my friends who I know would stop it. Aizawa, smiling behind his bandages. Okay, now let's move on to another topic. Opening a book. Summer vacation is approaching, but of course, it is understood that none of you have the free time to relax for 30 days. That's why we're going on vacation, to stay in the mountains. Everyone, we will challenge each other. The bathrooms. Fireworks. The bathrooms. Summer holidays mean curry. Food and bed with the entire class. How exciting! Hot springs. Aizawa, activating his quirk and starting to raise his hair. However, if any of you were to fail the end-of-term exams by a hairline, you'll be locked into school in a leveling hell. Kirishima, let's do our best, guys. Bakugu, thinking about the conversation he had with All Might, All for One, that villain who can remove and transfer quirks. That has to be your damn secret, Deku, and that Drake guy was just an alias. I don't care how much it costs me, I will find the necessary evidence, and finally, having a twisted smile, I will be the one who will lock you in a cell like the damn disgusting rat that you are. Unknown location. AFO, looking at various screens with Izuku's battles. I never thought that the hero killer would be captured and that Wolfram would fail. But most things go as planned. Turning to look at how David's invention was scan the idiots who just want to go wild and those who sympathize. All kinds of people seek out the League of Villains as a place where they can uncover their impulses. Tamura Shigaraki, his position is to unify them and supervise them. Dr. Garaki, I wonder if the boy can make it. I think things would really be more advanced if you had appeared earlier, Sensei. AFO, haha, if so, bandage me faster, Doctor. Dr. Garaki, if only I had gotten my hands on super regeneration 5 years earlier. AFO, okay, I'll let Tamura do the hard work for now. In the meantime, enjoy this farce you call peace, All Might, and especially you, Izuku Midoriya. Chapter 21 Exam Day. Class 1A. Kaminari. I haven't studied at all. Scared with the sports festival, internships, and island I never stopped to study. Sato. Talking to Koda, the midterm exams didn't cover much, but now with the end-of-term exams they will be very different. Izuku. Come on guys, cheer up. Fulfilling his role as president, don't you want to go to that camp? Ida. Yes. Moving his arm like a robot. Shuko. If you just paid attention in class you wouldn't fail any grades. Kaminari. Feeling his words like stakes. Yaoyorozu. Guys, getting her friend's attention. I might be willing to help you with the things you read in class at my house. Getting a little depressed, although the practical part on the other hand, not so much. Jairu. Can you help me? Getting closer. I'm not that bad, but I always have trouble applying quadratic functions. Kirishima. Approaching Yaoyorozu. Please help me too. Ojiro. Me too, please. Izuku. Do you need help, Yaoyorozu? I know you're the smartest one in the class, but it must still be hard to explain several different topics at once. Yaoyorozu. Excited to feel that she is needed, of course. Cyril. Approaching Mina nervously. Sorry, could you help us too? Causing everyone to remain silent. Yaoyorozu. Not knowing what to answer. Izuku. Yeah, sure, surprising everyone. Kirishima. Are you sure? They. Izuku. Our personal matters don't matter. As class president, my job is to help my classmates as much as I can, although of course, as long as you agree with that, Yaoyorozu. Yaoyorozu. Smiling at Izuku. As long as it seems okay to you, I have no problem. Shuko. Watching that scene with a little discomfort being noticed by Momo. Cyril/Mina. Why? Jumping for joy. Yaoyorozu. Approaching Shuko. Todoroki. You can come too. Besides, whispering, don't worry, you have all my support. With Midoriya walking away, leaving Shuko with a slight blush. Cafe. Izuku. Eating katsudon next to Ida and Shuko. As far as the written part of the exam is concerned, there shouldn't be any problem, but we don't have the slightest idea of what the practical part will be like. Ida. I don't think it's too crazy. Uraraka. Aizawa-sensei said it would be a general summary of what we saw in the semester. Shuko. But he didn't say anything other than that. Izuku. Still, we must study for the test and be in optimal physical condition for the practical part. Stopping. Getting hit in the head. Monoma. Oh, my fault, your head is so big I ended up hitting you. Shuko. Frowning. Ida. The boy from Class B. Monoma, what do you think you're doing? Extra students. Seeing all that. What do you think you're doing? What an idiot! After seeing his strength on television, I wouldn't want to mess with him. Monoma. You defeated the hero killer and that guy who controlled metal. The ways you've hogged the spotlight have only multiplied since the sports festival, haven't they? Speaking quickly, how scary. From the USJ incident to what happened on that island, you've always been involved. One day we might get caught up in one of your messes and get hurt. It's so scary. Izuku. Getting up from his seat, surprising him by his change in height. I never looked for those battles, but I was not afraid to face them. Looking directly at Monoma. If you are afraid to face the villains, how do you expect to become a hero? He said while his pupils had an almost imperceptible shine. Monoma. Remembering when he saw Drake's figure at the festival, starting to tremble. Izuku. What's wrong? Speaking quietly so only he could hear. Did you see something that scared you? Kendo. Arriving to save his partner by knocking him unconscious with a blow to the back of the head. That's not funny. Don't you know everything they've been through? Leaving Monoma on the floor. Sorry about that. This boy's heart is, you know. Anyway, as a token of apology, I'll tell you what an acquaintance from a higher class told me about the practical exam getting everyone's attention. He said it would be the same as the entrance exam with those robots. Uraraka. Isn't that a bit of cheating? Izuku. I don't think so. Edshot-sensei told me that part of being heroes is also gathering as much information as possible. Monoma. Regaining consciousness. Are you stupid, Kendo? You threw away your hard-earned advantage. Kendo. Leaving him unconscious again and retreating while dragging him across the floor. All must be the older sister of Class B. Class 1A, end of classes? Kaminari, seriously? Well, if it's just robots, it'll be a trip to the park. Mina, yes. We can win against robots no matter what. It will be easy. Izuku, don't be so confident. Remember that since we entered the academy, they have always surprised us. Bakugo, heading to the door, who cares if they're robots or whatever? It's all the same when I send him flying. Izuku, of course it matters. You can't just blow everything up. If you keep that attitude, one day you'll end up killing someone. Bakugo. Bakugo, shut up. Approaching Izuku, you're actually driving me crazy, you piece of trash. Having a look of fury, let me tell you right now, I don't want the same result as in the sports festival. I don't care about your quirk. By the end of the next cycle, we'll see who's the best man, whether you like it or not. Shuko, clearly Izuku is the best man. Bakugo, pointing at him, I'll annihilate you, and leave you on the floor with the power difference between us. Heading to the door and opening it, two-faced, you too, idiot. Leaving the room. Aizawa, seeing everything hidden, Bakugo has become worse than I thought. Yaoyorozu Mansion weekend. Izuku, in front of a large gate. Damn, I arrived much earlier than the time we had said. Drake, with how nervous you were to see that Todoroki girl in casual clothes, you didn't wait. It's obvious that you feel attracted to her. Why don't you tell her your feelings already? Izuku, I don't want to distract her with the exams so close. But you're right. That's why I'll take advantage of the camp to tell her. Ai Midoriya? Taking Izuku out of his conversation with Drake. Izuku, Lady Yaoyorozu? I'm here too. Ai, don't worry, Momo told me that she invited some friends to study. I only came back because I forgot some important papers when I saw you standing here doing nothing, warning them to open the big gate. Come in. Make yourself at home. Starting to walk. Izuku, it's hard to feel that way when just the gate is taller than the apartment I live in. Following Ai to the mansion. Ai, you know, my husband and I would like to talk to you, but it will have to be another time. Would that be okay with you? Izuku, Mr. Yaoyorozu also mentioned it when we met on the island. What do you want to talk to me about? Ai, well, in short, we would like to count on your support to push forward our bill for equality with quirkless people. You would practically be the public face, and due to your recent achievements, we believe that would put us closer to having it approved. Would you agree? Izuku, of course. Ai, I'm glad to hear that. We'll let you know to talk about the details another time. But now I have to pick up those papers and go back to the office. Having an idea and putting on a mischievous smile, do me a favor and tell my daughter that we'll be back a little late today. Her room is on the second floor. Last room down the hall on the right, walking away, leaving Izuku alone. Izuku, heading to Momo's room. Wow, my life has really changed in comparison. Now you even want me to be the public face of a campaign. Drake, that reminds me of my old wielder. He used to appear on different TV shows in the underworld. Izuku, hey, now I remember why you almost never talked to me about him. From the way you refer to him, it seems like you got along very well. Drake, I don't usually talk much about my former bearers with my current bearer, but I suppose that one day I could tell you a little more about him. But what I will tell you is that in some ways you two are a little alike. Izuku, distracted with his conversation with Drake, opening the door to Momo's room without knocking, seeing how she was posing in front of the mirror in a magical girl dress, with her hair in two big pigtails and wearing contact lenses to make her eyes look purple. Drake, thinking only for himself, it seems that disguising herself like that is in her genes, not to mention that with those clothes and that hairstyle she is identical to Sarah Fall. Yaoyorozu, completely blushing, trying to cover herself without much success. And Midoriya W, what are you doing here? It's still too early for you to be here. Izuku, why, your mother asked me to tell you that she was going to be late, arriving today, a little nervous to see his partner in that Hexy cosplay. Yaoyorozu, what? But he already told me this morning, realizing something, he played a joke on me again. MOM. Scream being heard by Ai, doing nothing but laughing as he left the mansion. See, could you go out W while I change, please, having a few small tears. Izuku, Yaoyorozu, you don't have to cry, approaching her and wiping her tears. Listen, there's nothing wrong with this being your hobby. We all have different tastes and we should respect them. but if you don't want anyone else to find out, don't worry. This will be our little secret. Leaving the room, I'll wait for you in the dining room that I saw on the first floor. Yaoyorozu, with a smile. If it's always like this, Midoriya, with you, Todoroki, I'm not surprised at what you feel for him. After that, Momo met Izuku in a large dining room to wait for their other classmates to start the study section. At first it was a little uncomfortable for both of them, but they decided to take advantage of that moment to get to know each other a little better. While they were talking, the topic of reading came up. And to the surprise of both, they had that taste in common, and they ended up talking only about that, about their favorite books and authors. And when they least realized it, their classmates had already arrived in front of that large gate, and a butler informed Momo of their arrival. At first, everyone was surprised to see the gigantic mansion in front of them and felt a little intimidated, but Momo's attitude when welcoming them with open arms to her home was more than enough to reassure them. And when they entered the dining room, they saw Izuku ready for lessons, and when he saw them, he was going to greet them. But he was speechless, seeing how beautiful Shuko was. Izuku, approaching her a little blushing. Shuko, are you staying silent? Shuko, disappointed by Izuku's silence, I'm not used to wearing this type of clothing. Do I look bad? Izuku, no. I'm just speechless, staring at her. Shuko, you look gorgeous, smiling at her. Shuko, feeling her heart rate accelerate as a big blush appeared. Thank you, Fuyumi. Thank you very much for helping me choose these clothes, smiling. Kirishima, watching all their interactions from a distance with the others, don't you think those two are taking too long to tell each other what they feel? I bet they won't stand it any longer and will declare their love by the end of this year. Yaoyorozu, I don't think they'll last that long. I bet it will be during the camp. Kirishima, done. Sealing his fate. After that, the arduous study section began, which was more difficult for some, who needed much more help from Momo and Izuku. Fortunately for both of them, everyone had taken it seriously and put all their effort into learning. This effort was reflected on the day of the exam, and with great joy they thanked their two teachers, as they all felt that they had passed the exam without any major problems, and so the day of the practical test had arrived. UA Academy, in front of the test fields. Aizawa, the practical test will start soon. In front of all his students in their hero costumes except Izuku, who was wearing the gym uniform. Obviously you can also fail this test, so, if you want to go to the camp, I hope not to see embarrassing performances from you. Jiro, why are there so many teachers? Seeing almost all of his teachers next to Aizawa. Aizawa, I have no doubt that you learned everything you could before the test, so I think you have some idea of what is to come. Mina, yes, just like the entrance exam, it will be like a game with only robots. I can already see the fireworks, the curry, the challenges. Nizu, coming out of Aizawa's bandages, surprising everyone. Sorry, I'm afraid not. Due to various reasons, we're going to change the content of the test, starting today. Yaoyorozu, Director, what do you mean? Nizu, getting off Aizawa, being helped by 13 Good, remembering a meeting a few hours before. Meeting room. Sniper, fear of a rising villain, you say? Nizu, naturally, continuing with what was planned would be ideal, but as director of this school I must do everything possible for the safety of my students. Every time society will see an increase in open battles against villains, which are already beginning. Sniper, I agree, robot battle trials are nowhere near real-world battles. We had always used them to begin with, to avoid complaints about putting people in danger. Aizawa, it's okay if we ignore them, anyway, they're just complaining for the sake of it. Nizu, from now on we will focus our tests on battles with people, and emphasize the teaching environment to something closer to real battles. Cementas, in that case that boy Midoriya already has an advantage over his companions, and apparently in his last fight his power is enormous. Would it be safe? Nizu, young Midoriya must learn to control all his power, and we would fail as an academy if we do not help him achieve this. But do not worry, I already know who he can face. UA Academy, in front of the test fields. Nizu, stopping, remembering we will make them form pairs to face one of the teachers, making almost all the students nervous. Uraraka, against our teachers? Nizu, now, who they will be paired with and which master they will fight has already been decided. Aizawa, the way they move, their grades, their degree of familiarity, and their combat power, We have personally judged how they will be matched based on all of this, and we will list the fights now. First, Todoroki with Yaoyorozu as a team against me. And Midoriya, you are with Bakugo as a team, unwillingly surprising both, and I'll tell you who will be your opponent. All Might, arriving in front of both, I'm here. Now cooperate and come against me to win.
Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.